Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watch a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and I pray every day for Dr. Death Steve Williams to come deck me in the face, so I may have the slightest chance at forgetting anything at all about this particular storyline that we're following down. I have to say.
Yes, we are continuing on with the Brawl For All.
Yes. Which is somehow like the most minor of all the storylines that we're following.
It quickly became nothing.
Yes.
Quickly became nothing.
I'm far more invested, begrudgingly, mind you, but still, I'm far more invested in the fucking Undertaker Cahoots with Kane bullshit than I am with whatever the fuck is going on with the Brawl For All.
Yeah. So, last time we were here, July 20th, 1998, was the go-home show to Fully Loaded. Tonight, we will be watching the July 27th episode, the episode after Fully Loaded, which means our front half will be me talking about Fully Loaded. And it was certainly a pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you messaged me. I felt so bad, man, because like this is one of those moments where it like really comes into stark contrast with me just how much work you have to put into this fucking podcast. Because I was on my way to like northern Michigan with my brother and one of my best friends, and I'm just like, I'm vibing out, I'm in the car, and you're texting me clearly in massive amounts of psychic pain from slogging through Fully Loaded over the course of a day because you couldn't do it in one sitting.
This show gave me psychic damage. This
is such a Pobrecito moment, man. That was a rough one to watch you secondhand go through.
Yeah, all right. Let's just start from the bottom and go to the main and get to the main event,
which is also at the bottom. Mind you, it's a very nothing here is above par, as it were.
So we open this fucking pay-per-view. I just want to open. I want to tell you that pay-per-view has a cold open, and cold open is Jerry Lawler going into Sable's locker room to try to get an interview / a sneak peek of her outfit for later in the Bikini Contest.
Oh my God.
And Sable obliges him. She goes behind like one of those like see-through screens, right? But you can still see her silhouette. And she like tapes her top off and lets Jerry look at her in her bikini top. And he goes, ah!
Oh my God. They were literally just selling this fucking pay-per-view on come look at Sable's tits. That's literally the entirety of the marketing plan here. There was no thought though. Like they were like, Sable has boobs. Yeah, that's good enough. Hinge the whole pay-per-view on that. What? Why? What? Is Lawler a face right now? I can never fucking tell because I hate him either way.
Yeah. So we open the pay-per-view proper.
Is Lawler a face?
No, but boobs.
Then why is Sable indulging him?
Because Sable likes showing off her boobs.
I fucking hate wrestling, dude. Go get on with the show.
Anyway, the first match after that is we get goddamn Val Venis is here to open the show.
Of course.
And he's like, tonight I'm going to do something I've always dreamed of doing. California, here I come. And he threatens to like pull his dick out. He like threatens to flash the camera, and then Tennessee Lee comes out and is like, now hold on there, boy, before you go and make a fool of yourself,
before you start furiously masturbating on camera.
And we get Val Venis versus Jeff Jarrett to start this pay-per-view.
Built on what?
Absolutely nothing.
What?
But
what? then what the fuck has the Yamaguchi-san shit been? Have him fight in a fucking handicap match with Kaientai. Don't make me go through all that shit with Kyoko or whatever the fuck her name is. Only to have nothing come of it at the fucking sex pay-per-view. Oh my god.
No, instead Yamaguchi-san sneaks out past the referee to get onto guest commentary, and he spends the whole time being like, well, your size isn't everything. And Jerry Lawler trying to ask if his wife has done any more videos, like Land of the Rising Venus.
Do you have any more punishment porn of your wife that I can analyze? You know,
when you next spank your wife, do you mind if you film it and send it to me?
I have lots more cultural commentary to add to it. You know, back in the Orient. Nope. Stop, JR. Stop, Lawler. Shut up. Nope. Bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, Val Venis wins. Okay. And that's kind of the end of that. He just wins, and that's the end of the segment.
You know, everybody shits all over Jeff Jarrett for the way my man booked himself in TNA. But when you see what the Fed was having him do, can you blame him for trying to reclaim some of his, sense of dignity? Like, I would feel like a broken man too if I was made to job out to Val fucking Venis. Maybe Jarrett had a point, actually.
So the second match is a match between D'Lo Brown and X-Pac. It is a non-title match, for reasons. And you'd think this would be an excuse for X-Pac to beat D'Lo, except the Godfather interferes and allows D'Lo to get the win. So D'Lo just beats X-Pac.
What is happening?
Whatever. Whatever. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, that's clearly what the fucking bookers were saying backstage, too. WWF fully loaded. Yeah, whatever. That's the tagline, actually. Fully loaded. Yeah.
The next match is Too Cold Scorpio and Farouk versus Bradshaw and Terry Funk.
Is it so just Brawl For All dudes in a tag match for reasons?
Yeah, I think they one time mentioned the Brawl that Too Cold and Bradshaw have advanced in the Brawl For All. Other than that, that's the only mention of the Brawl For All on the entire pay-per-view.
Weren't Farouk and Funk also in the Brawl For All? Am I crazy?
No, they were not.
Okay, never mind.
They had more dignity than this.
So what was the reason for this match? I ask in a futile attempt to grasp it. Okay.
Well, I'll tell. Okay, there was no build, but there was a point in that. So before the match, Terry Funk and Bradshaw are cutting a promo, and Terry Funk reveals that after this match, he will be retiring from the WWF for at least 6 months. He originally is like, I'm never coming back, and Bradshaw's like, what the fuck? And he's like, I gotta rest and rejuvenate him. Maybe 6 months, I'll be back.
What is happening? Were Funk and JBL like buddies?
Apparently.
Okay. And Farouk and Too Cold, we got two.
They've been tag teaming on Shotgun.
Wait, Farouk and Too Cold have?
Yeah, they've been tag teaming on Shotgun.
At least they're established.
And then Too Cold Scorpio beats Terry Funk to win the match. And then after the match, JBL turns heel and beats up Terry Funk.
Is this like when JBL is born as a character, or is
he hasn't even done the APA yet with.
He hasn't.
He's just big heel bad guy, heel cowboy man.
Okay.
The only thing interesting about this match is seeing Farouk and Bradshaw on opposite teams pre-APA.
That is interesting.
Other than that, is a match that happened.
Fucking forgetting that Farouk was APA too. Fuck. Anyway.
Yeah. And then we had Mark Henry versus Vader. And it happened, and Mark Henry won. The end.
Cool. Also based.
This is when I texted you that this pay-per-view sucks. Is
Yeah.
right around here.
Three matches in, none of which had any semblance of a point or build or anything.
No, they all just happened.
Oh my god. Literally, I was being hyperbolic. They were literally just marketing this on Sable's tits.
And then we had the Disciples of Apocalypse versus LOD. A feud that has had a build, but I wish I didn't happen.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid, but at least something.
So, and then the DOA won with Twin Magic.
They can do that?
They're Skull and A-Ball are the Harris twins.
Oh fuck, they're twins? Oh yeah. Shit, I didn't notice
Which
that.
Actually is why Paul Ellering apparently fed this line to the commentary team to say, but he said it's easier to coach the DOA than it is the Road Warriors because since they're twins, he only has to program one mind.
Oh, that
twin.
Oh
man.
Oh, I'm sure he was Jesus Christ! I bet he was so fucking proud of that line.
Yeah, but basically,
that man thought that was a fucking slam dunk. Holy
but basically, the Road Warriors hit their finish, and then the illegal man for the DOA breaks up the pin, and the ref misses, and then the illegal member rolls out of the ring. The ref missed all of this, and so the illegal member of the team pins Animal to win.
Sure. I guess.
Twin Magic. Fine. They won with Twin Magic.
They won via Twin Magic. Okay.
And
I'm sure
then
this will pay off and give us something. Okay.
And then it's time for the dungeon match between Owen Hart and Ken Shamrock.
Oh yeah,
refereed by Dan Severn.
Yeah, the extremely what the fuck match.
Yeah, no ring, no ropes. They're literally just fighting in a wooden basement.
Wait, does Stu not have a ring in that basement?
I don't see where a ring would fit in the goddamn basement.
Oh my god, wait! This completely changed. I thought Stu had like a whole fully furnished ass basement.
No, it's just a fucking any basement you would see in an old house.
Oh my fucking god. That makes the fucking torture dungeon even funnier and more fucked up as a concept, and even more surprising that it was not a sex thing for Stu Hart.
Truly, the highlight of this match was Owen Hart wearing Zubaz pants to the fight.
That's a choice.
So the match is 5 minutes of not much because, as it turns out, you can't really do a lot of actual wrestling in here. There are a few times where they hit a fucking pipe that's just hanging from the ceiling. They just accidentally hit it in the face, trying to move in this goddamn place.
God! Oh my god! This basement is so every basement in America that it has that pipe you have to watch your head on.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The one time Owen does a Hurricane Rana, he grips the pipe and swings off the pipe into a Hurricane Rana. Coolest move in the match. One time Owen lifts up Ken Shamrock and he sends Shamrock's head through some broken drywall ceiling.
Jeez.
Like a hole in the drywall.
Fucking hell, dude.
The match ends when Owen Hart accidentally super kicks Severn in the face and knocks him out. And then Owen grabs a dumbbell, hits Ken Shamrock in the face with it, and then insanely he gets down and he ostensibly puts Owen he gets down on Ken Shamrock's back and he starts grabbing Shamrock's hand and moving it he makes it look like Shamrock is tapping out. And Severn, being a fucking moron, thinks this is legit. He doesn't see Owen is moving the arm.
It's a dimly lit basement, man. How can you expect my man to tell?
So Owen Hart wins the dungeon match.
Holy shit. So the whole, like, Dan Severn is going to be fair and balanced TM thing comes into play exactly 0 times because he's just a dumbass and he got knocked out also.
Stupid. He's
Yeah.
just stupid.
I'm so glad to see all of the fucking stories that have been at all brought up in the month leading up to Fully Loaded have had good pay. I'm so glad, Austin, that every little thing they incorporate has just been, thrown the fuck out the window. Who needs it? Fully Loaded.
All right. So we have, Finn, the IC title match between The Rock and Triple H.
Oh, hey, a thing. That's actually a thing.
2 out of 3 falls. 2 out of 3 falls.
Oh, this has the potential to slap?
It kind of does. It has all the interference ever. And also it ends in a time limit draw. They go 30 minutes, tie at 1-1, and it's a draw. The Rock keeps the title.
No! I thought there was no way they could fuck it up, Austin. Like, all the interference is stupid, but I can't be that mad at it because over here I am bitching that nothing's being set up for. Well, we've clearly set up the fact that DX and the Nation cannot help themselves but to run in and cause the messiest of endings on every single match fought by any one of their fucking members with each other. So at least that's like a payoff. But oh my god, they fucked up a 2 out of 3 falls with a time limit draw? Are you kidding me?
This is one of those things where, like, I would appreciate it, except, like, all American wrestling promotions, like, nobody emphasizes a time limit draw, so it's like time limits, so it feels unearned for there to be a draw.
Yeah.
Like, they never do it.
They don't. Yeah, I've come to have more of an appreciation for like time limits on matches, watching how AEW implements them, because like they'll implement them intelligently, sparingly. They are a thing that can happen, and it is consistently mentioned that each match has a time limit. Like, I'm like, all right, fine, I can get down with this, but here when you have 2 out of 3 falls in this fucking feud that has been brewing and brewing for the goddamn IC title, and it's like, you should not. I think it's just objectively incorrect to do like 2 out of 3 falls on a or time limit draw on a 2 out of 3 falls match unless you have a really good reason for that.
Yeah.
And stacking it also with all of the interference shenanigans ever with DX and the Nation, again, could work, but I've seen how this shit goes down. I don't trust that this is like gonna be utilized all that well in the long run.
Yeah, so I know where this goes. I'll just go ahead and say it because it's not like we're watching SummerSlam 98. Yeah. So I don't feel compelled to like protect you from knowing where this leads.
Yeah.
But this actually leads to like one of Triple H and Rock's greatest and most memorable matches with a ladder match at SummerSlam for the IC title. That is the payoff here.
Fuck. Okay, that actually sounds pretty great. God damn it.
But to get there, we had to do a 2 out of 3 falls match that ended in a time limit draw. God. A thing that was not set up at all before this match.
Yes, that's even fine. Even if it pays off in a sick ladder match. Yeah, fuck you. You didn't say shit about it. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so, and now it's time for the Bikini Contest. Oh, okay. You know, there were some bits. There were multiple mid-show promos, but they tie into the main event, so I will save them for that.
Sure.
So the Bikini Contest is Jacqueline and Sable. Jerry Lawler is the MC because of course he is.
Oh, it's not even a fucking match. It's just a contest.
Just a bikini contest.
It's
the they come out in bikinis and then like cheer for who you like the most, fans situation, you know.
Okay.
So Jacqueline comes out and then Sable comes out. You know, they're both wearing the robes, you know, got to be for the big reveal. And then, so Jacqueline goes first. She comes out. Super skimpy bikini, by the way. She comes out super skimpy, red bikini. She's dancing around. They got music playing, and she has a nip slip that they have to censor out. So great, as I put it, great start.
That's awesome.
This is going great already.
This is perfect.
But okay, she gets done with her turn, and then Sable comes out. Then Sable's part. She takes off the robe, and she is in like a top, like a tank top kind of a thing. And then Jerry is like, Sable, what? I mean, I saw what you were wearing earlier tonight, and this is not what you were wearing. And Sable explains that after on Raw, she had promised that her bikini would be fully loaded or whatever. And how she promised that she would make her like Slammy's outfit look like super conservative by comparison or whatever the wording was. Yes. She promised to be spicier than ever, essentially. And allegedly, and I this is the most unrealistic part of this entire storyline in my mind. 100%. And this is a storyline where, again, two women are mad at each other, and so their solution is to like have a bikini contest. That is how you resolve the tension.
I still don't fully understand why they're mad at each other, but like, sure, Godspeed, I guess.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But anyway, Sable claims that, you know, she reminds everybody of this, that, you know, Vince is the only reason she's back in this company, a plot point they have not mentioned in weeks. But she says that Vince McMahon brought her into his office and he told her to not wear whatever it is that she was wanting to wear something more conservative.
Oh my God.
I refuse to believe that Vince McMahon has ever brought a woman into his office and said, I want you to dress more conservative.
Actually, wear more clothing.
That he has never said that ever.
Not once. Not to any female on this planet. Vince McMahon over here trying to like build all of the heat he can for the Mr. McMahon character by taking away Sable's tits from the audience.
Oh,
truly
just
creative genius.
So, okay. So she's like, well, she first of all is like, my definition of conservative is not the same as Mr. McMahon's. And then she is like, you know what? This is live on pay-per-view. Anything can happen, and there's not a damn thing Mr. McMahon can do about it. And so she takes off her tank top to reveal she is not wearing a bra. She is topless, except that she has black painted hands over her nipples to cover them. She is otherwise completely topless. Sherry Lawler loses his mind.
I hate this.
And she parades around for everyone to see her goddamn boobs. And until Vince McMahon comes out and puts a jacket on her and forces her to cover up.
Boo! Mr. McMahon, fuck you! How dare you not let us objectify Sable to the fullest possible extent on pay-per-view? Boo! Boo this man! Stalks him! Murder him! Rip him limb from limb.
So this whole time, Mark Marrow and Jacqueline are enraged at this. They are like screaming about how this is not a bikini. That Jacqueline is the winner because this is not because Sable did not wear a bikini.
Anything's bikini if you try hard enough.
But yeah, that's the bikini contest, everybody.
Oh boy. I'm so glad.
One where both women showed their tits and only one of them was intended to do that.
Yes.
So
seriously.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel so bad for both of them. Holy shit.
Now it's time for the main event.
Thank you. Cool.
But first,
oh my God,
there are shenanigans. Because
of course there are.
Early in the show, we go backstage to Kevin Kelly and Dr. Tom Pritchard on the call line to reveal that The Undertaker is not in the building. He has not come to the building yet. Where is The Undertaker? And it becomes a thread the whole night about whether or not Undertaker's going to show up. They have a fillery ass, 2 different filler fucking promos where first Kane and Mankind and Paul Bearer come out to just gloat about how Undertaker is a coward and he's not showing up and blah, 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 blah.
Yada, 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 yada.
And then fucking Vince McMahon and the Stooges come out later in the show to fill time, where Vince is like, I want to make clear to everybody that if the main event does not happen tonight, that it is not my fault. And he's like, if you look at the program for this show, you will see card subject to change.
Really? Oh my fucking God,
Which
dude.
is a legitimate thing. And sometimes, occasionally, WWE has talked about on air.
Yeah.
But so Vince is like, if Undertaker does not show up tonight, I need to give Stone Cold Steve Austin with a replacement tag partner. And here he is. And he brings out the Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh no. Oh God damn it. Oh my fucking God. Oh, I'm sure that this certainly added to the tension of whether or not Undertaker would show. I'm sure this did not immediately cement in the minds of every single fucking person watching what the outcome of this would be. Oh my God.
In a different timeline, we had Kane and Mankind defending their tag titles against Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Brooklyn Brawler. But what was instead the jobberiest red herring in history, it never comes up again because the Undertaker just shows up to the building with like an hour ago in the show.
He catches fucking wind of Brooklyn Brawler, and Taker's like, no,
there ain't no way he's not getting my main event payday.
Oh my God. Yeah, fucking Mark Calloway would. Fuck off.
So the main event, after all this bullshit, happens exactly as advertised.
Cool.
Stone Cold and The Undertaker versus Kane and Mankind for the tag titles. And the match ends. I mean, the match is decent. It's as good as a match between these four is gonna be.
Yeah.
Undertaker shows some reluctance to tag in at certain points, of course. But
Absolutely.
then we get to the big climactic moment. Stone Cold is going for the hot tag, and the Undertaker's thinking about it. He's unsure. And after a long deliberating moment, he tags in.
Oh!
Goes to town. He gives tombstones to everybody, and Undertaker and Stone Cold win the match and are the new tag team champions.
That's insane, actually. I didn't know Stone Cold was ever a tag team champion.
He was a tag team champion a couple of times outside of course, his tag team with the Hollywood Blondes.
In WWE as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Really?
So they win the tag belts, but Undertaker grabs both belts and leaves with them both because in his mind, he won the match himself. So I get both belts. And he just leaves Stone Cold in the ring being like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Son of a bitch. I was actually pleasantly surprised there. I was like, of course, he's going to go for the hot tag and Taker's going to step away and like, all right, the Cahoots are going to be revealed and we can finally move on. No,
we're not done cooking Cahoots yet.
Well, because I fucking thought for a second, they're just going to be unironic about this. You know what? I'll take it. That's a nice surprise. Did not see. No, Taker's got to be, I don't know, Taker about it. He's got to be grumpy pre-biker Taker about it. Fucking hell.
So this show had a couple of decent matches and in my mind, no redeeming payoffs to anything.
Nothing. None whatsoever. Nothing is complete. We're still everything is still chugging the fuck along.
As was super common in Vince Russo Attitude Era pay-per-views, the pay-per-views build to Raw. The Raws don't build to the pay-per-view. So
seriously, Jesus.
So fuck you, people who paid $40 or however much this was. You can
You get. I was
you
gonna say
can
you
go
get
watch
nothing.
Raw, dipshits.
Yeah. Nope. But if you didn't shell out those $40, you couldn't have seen Sable's boobs.
Sable's
Don't you want to see Sable's
titties.
Sable's puppies? Oh my god. Kill me. I
Yeah.
hate it here, Austin. I hate it so much.
The only interesting fact of this show is that it is one of the last 5 in your house pay-per-views. Other than that,
I still can never remember what the fuck the in your house pay-per-views are.
right. Okay, so this was invented in '95, I think, is the first in your house. Late '94 or '95. It was May 1995 was the first in your
Uh-huh.
house. It was basically like WWE wanted to experiment with monthly pay-per-views, but they also recognized that business is not hot, and we don't think we could sell that $60 $50 pay-per-views every single month.
Mm-hmm.
They would eventually change their attitude on that when the Attitude Era happened, and suddenly we absolutely can make money
And
charging $50 pay-per-views every
give me
fucking month.
milk,
So
milk.
the in your house concept was basically like I'll explain why it was called in your house in a second, but it was basically like the in between the big 4 pay-per-views, and the gimmick.
Okay.
One of the gimmicks was they're only like $20. So
Oh,
they're
nice.
noted B level pay-per-views, but they are cheaper. And the reason they originally called it in your house is as part of a gimmick where they would big 5 pay-per-views. I forgot King of the Ring was a pay-per-view at this point. But they did a gimmick where they ran a sweepstakes on this first in your house pay-per-view, and the winner would receive a house.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they gave someone a house in
That
Orlando, Florida.
that's
Uh
kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, and they there was a legitimate sweepstakes. They legitimately gave the house away, and uh and the house was it was sold to a family in Nevada, and they sold the house for $175,000 6 months later.
Oh
So
shit.
good for
That's
them.
very nice. Good job. Okay. I don't hate that actually.
Yeah, so that was the initial. They obviously didn't do that again. Um,
Oh, boo.
they're not giving away a house every single show,
You mean to tell me
but
that NXT in your house was
they
not
did
in
not
fact
give away a house.
damn false advertising? What the fuck?
Yeah, they would keep. Initially, they were all numbered. The first 16 were numbered, and then given a tagline.
Mm,
There's in your house, like especially in your house 3 triple header, in your house 4 Great White North, in your house 9 International Incident, in your house not 10 Mind Games, stuff like that.
okay. That's cute.
Uh, After then they started doing. Then in September of '97 they changed it, so it was like pay-per-view name in your house. It
Okay.
became Ground Zero in your house, Unforgiven in your house, Fully
Okay.
Loaded in your house, and
Oh, I see.
they kept that naming gimmick until February '99. St. Valentine's Day Massacre in your house was the final one, and then after WrestleMania 15, they cut the in your house part off of the pay per view titles.
That's you know what that's fair enough. That
Mhm.
seems like it. I appreciate a thematic series. Like you
Mhm.
get little bit of tagline action never hurt anyone. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. But other than that, Fully Loaded sucked.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds like some bullshit.
and now tonight we begin the second round of the Brawl for All.
I'm so excited.
Now you should be, because I'll just go ahead and give a little minor spoiler here. This is a major turning point of the Brawl for All tournament. After
Oh
4 solid weeks of total shit ass,
yes.
this is where things turn around just a little bit for the Brawl for All.
Oh God, you say that like I should be excited, but I still can't help but get a slight sense of dread at this revelation.
Well, I'll let you see for yourself how you feel about it.
Ah, make your own decisions. I
Yes.
see. Uh,
But if you would like to watch along with us, you can do so at Peacock, NBC Universal streaming service, and that's where WWE has licensed out all of their content. So we'll be back in the back half to discuss the July 27th, 1998 episode of Monday Night Raw.
oh hell yeah!
And we are back. We have finished the July 27th, 1998 episode of Raw. And so I got to start here. I got something I got to say.
Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Listen, I try really hard on this podcast to have an open mind and to be respectful of other people's tastes in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that for some people, this is basically the height of wrestling in their heads. This is, for them, this is like a peak era of time in pro wrestling. And I get it. I can't judge. I mean, my particular era of nostalgia means that I look at 2012 WWE and I say, was it really so bad? So, I can't be that judgmental about anyone who really, really likes 1998 Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried. And listen, for the Golden Age stuff, the matches are trash, but the presentation and the characters of that, I love Golden Age WWE. I have so much fun every time we do really old, not really, really old.
Not really old, but like that nice middle
Hogan
ground.
Hulkamania, Hogan era WWF. I've consistently had a lot of fun on this podcast whenever we went there. If your favorite era of wrestling is 1998, I don't know how much I can fuck with you. I don't know how much we can connect
for you
as wrestling fans. Because
it depends on the level, right? If they're like completely bought into it all, or if it's just nostalgia.
Because holy shit, I hated this episode. It's
not great.
I initially was like, okay. And then stuff kept happening. I'm like, you know what? This is bad. And this is bad. About 40 minutes in, I hated it. And it somehow kept going. It arguably got worse from the point where I said, I hate this episode.
This one was a slog to get through, to be sure. I don't know if I stand here with quite as much vitriol as you. I think, I fucking hate the Attitude Era. Oh boy, do I hate the Attitude Era. And I overall enjoy Golden Age stuff more, but I don't know if I can necessarily say it's so hard for me because on one hand, like Golden Age stuff it's so goofy, and the goofiness can just sometimes be really hard for me to get invested in, especially because it's one of those eras that I have the least frame of reference for. It's just a lot of dudes who I still don't know all that much about. Whereas Attitude Era, it sucks. It fucking sucks. But that being said, I have more of a connection to the things going on within it. And in some ways, it's a little more fun in that I'm allowed to get to my full level of cartoonishly baffled by literally everything that's going on. And that is an enjoyable, as a content creator, that's an enjoyable aspect of this to me. But yes, all that said, this was a load of stinking trash.
And and for this podcast, I've watched probably a year's worth of Attitude Era at this point.
Yeah, you've had to invest a lot more into this than I have,
so
which probably does not make it better.
I have a much larger point of reference here, and I'm still bleh.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no.
Um,
Poor Austin puts himself through the ringer for this show.
okay, let's just go. We get a recap video of Fully Loaded,
Oh
where
Christ! An angelic choir flashback to Fully Loaded. Like
yeah,
they're painting out to be the most glorious, um, the most glorious event to have ever crossed your TV screen. Which is funny because we're still in the era of like, even though, as you very astutely put it in the front half, pay-per-views are there to build up to Raw and not the other way around. They are still only showing pictures, still images from the fucking pay-per-view because God fucking forbid that we show just any motion
we still
of
got
this
a
paid
ring. We
show
still
for
got to get
free.
the. We still got to get those. We still got to get those replay buys of
Yes.
tape.
Well,
So
except we will show like the video of Sable behind a screen taking off her shirt. Tits, Sable's
and
tits
like,
out.
you know what happened in the bikini contest? They put a massive censor bar over her boobs, but
Oh my
like
god.
you
Yeah.
watched it happen. You can tell
The
what
only
happened
The
from
only thing more
context
important to
clues.
wrestling, the only thing more important than money to wrestling promoters is truly just disrespecting the fuck out of the women who work for them. That is the one thing that trumps profit for any of these carny ass motherfuckers. Tony Khan, I'm looking at you too.
Yeah. So I made a note of the line anticipation gave way to titillation because I thought that was a
Oh
fun
my
thing
god.
for Mr.
Tits!
Cole to
Sable's
say.
tits!
They really hit their dictionary to find as many words that end in ation as they could get for this video.
Libation. Suicidal
Damnation.
ide suicidal ideation, which is what I had after watching this fucking episode.
Right. So out comes
It
the
was,
Undertaker.
I will give it this. The video package is like, if you don't have any context for Fully Loaded, it's pretty cool on its own. It's got the epic music and the big text and whatever. But with any semblance of context, oh my god, all of the coolness goes away and it's just fucking lame. But yes, the fucking episode has begun proper. Um, and we're here at Monday Night Raw on July 27th in the year of our McMahon 1998. The captions are saying that this is the WWE instead of the WWF because, and we open the show to the truly devastating revelation that the bikini contest bullshit is not over because I
No,
guess we're gonna have a
we
whole
have to give out the trophy. And
you can mm-hmm.
right, but we do open the show with the Undertaker coming out with his new
Yes.
the ministry version of his theme, as has been
Oh
commonly called. This is the music he's going to have when he is when he does the full Ministry of Darkness later into
yeah,
next year.
I did notice it wasn't the usual Taker.
Yeah, this is
um
his new remixy theme. He debuted it at Fully
oh
Loaded.
oh shit, you know he's a heel now because he's got a dubstep remix.
A Taker comes out with both tag belts, and
Yes.
guess who's back? Back again, the laser pointers. Oh, how
Dude,
we have
oh
missed you
my
for quite some
fucking
time.
god. Oh my god. These fucking, we shit on a lot about the Attitude Era. There's a lot that I personally hate about the Attitude Era. One part of the Attitude Era that I don't think that I think is rather underrated in terms of like our deep seething hatred for it is the fucking laser pointers. All of the juvenile dipshits in the audience who thought it was funny to like risk blinding a wrestler so they can get a red dot on TV that vaguely belongs to them. Congratulations, you're an idiot.
It is very funny though, as dumb as it is, that this is like a thing that multiple people presumably decided to do.
Oh well, yeah, no, absolutely. Some genius had the brilliant idea, and then everybody had to do it. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that just everybody didn't bring a laser pointer. That like everything on the screen was just read out from an entire arena pointing their fucking laser.
Yeah. So
I hate it.
Taker gets in the ring and he gets a mic and he says, "Last night I tombstoned my brother into hell."
Which I want to say that would be a cool line if we haven't like at this point seen Kane literally like hell underground before. Like, didn't we have that whole? Didn't we start this shit off with him like being buried or whatever, or the fucking like arm coming out? That whole gabagoo, wasn't that him?
I thought that was Undertaker that did that.
Oh, I thought that was Kane.
They've both done stupid gabagoo like that, so you know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like we've seen him, we've seen Kane like get to hell levels of subterranean. All right, having his head hit a wrestling ring is not nearly the depths of hell that we've seen him reach. But you know, sure, whatever.
But
Taker.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and I are the World Tag Team Champions. Now we may be champions, but we'll never be partners unless Stone Cold comes out here right now and apologizes to me. I demand an apology.
For reasons?
For not believing in him. That's what he wants an apology for. Is for not believing in him.
As we know, Undertaker is a man who truly cares about like manners and cordialness and like brotherhood.
And he didn't do anything sus. It was so he owes nothing to anybody. Steve Austin should apologize.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. He did nothing wrong, and he's very hurt by the insinuation that he would ever go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but
so
Vince McMahon comes out.
Vince
is like,
Vince
you
McMahon,
demand an apology?
Vince McMahon, who, in a very normal move for him, is incensed at the idea of demanding apologies from Stone Cold Steve Austin. A thing Vince himself would never do.
He would never want that. No, he comes in here and he's like, sometimes I just can't believe my ears. You're demanding an apology from Stone Cold? Now, let me see. The reason you're demanding an apology is because since you tombstoned your brother Kane to hell, you think that proves that you and Kane were not conspiring together, right?
Oh my God.
Not in my book.
Oh my God, Vince.
Vince McMahon.
Oh my God.
Goes full conspiracy theorist that the proof that there is not a conspiracy is in fact actually proof that there is a conspiracy.
Shut the fuck up about Cahoots, you goblin. The shitty thing is that Vince is like, he's making a decent point here that like, this is still not like, not like 100% solid, like Kane and Taker aren't planning shit and just trying to like throw off their scent. Cause like he's like, yeah, no, you both are pretty impervious to pain, so a tombstone to Kane, which probably wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. And I'm like, you know what?
Vince explicitly calls out that at WrestleMania, when Kane and Undertaker fought each other, Undertaker had to tombstone Kane 3 times to beat him. And so now Kane, he is suspicious of the fact that 1 tombstone was sufficient in this tag team match.
Yeah, so heartbreaking, the worst person you know made a good point, but also like I don't care because I'm just too fucking annoyed by how hard this shit has gotten dragged out. I have lost the ability to give a shit, Austin. It's the same thing. It's the exact same segment as last week. And I'm pretty sure there was a segment the week before that was also almost the exact same. I don't know. I've lost track. It's all fucking stupid.
But Vince, it's him. Do you realize what you did to me? You put your hands on me last week, and he's all like, I'm so like traumatized. And Undertaker just goes, and I might do it again.
Yeah, Undertaker's direct quote is, "I'll fucking do it again."
I'm glad you said it because I also thought it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll fucking do it again.
Well, the thing is, like, this is not the first time in Vince McMahon's personal history that he is faking some kind of neck injury for personal bullshit points.
Yeah, Vince is out here claiming he has a neck injury like he's on trial for steroid distribution.
But man, you gotta sell this way better. Where's the neck brace? Come on,
get
now.
the neck brace, Vince. I know you still have it.
True. Yeah, he's got it in a vault somewhere and it's just labeled "all reliable."
Yeah, and so he's going to get this apology right now. But first, he does announce that the main event for tonight will be Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker defending the tag titles against the New Age Outlaws.
I want to say I've come up with a tag team name that I think I'm pretty proud of. The Stone Cold Dead Men. I feel like that's not bad. I feel like that's pretty all right.
Bad.
So Stone Cold Dead Men versus NAO for the main event. That's set. But before Vince's apology demanding can go any further, the glass shatters. Woo woo, you know the drill. Yeah. And the funny thing here is Vince just kind of tucks his tail between his legs as soon as Stone Cold shows up and just gets out of the ring. And just no interaction.
Does not stay in the ring until Undertaker apologizes to him.
I know. I love how all of the feuding with Stone Cold has just resulted in Vince being like fucking scared of being any remote proximity to Austin.
He is not staying anywhere within stunnering distance of Steve Austin. I also note at this point, what?
No, go ahead.
I did note that Jim Ross is fully in the tank, that we owe Undertaker an apology, and that he is on the up and up.
Okay. All right. Please let me take this one because boy, the line we get from Stone Cold Steve Austin trounces his way down to the ring, gets on the mic, and he says, "You come out here to demand an apology from Stone Cold Steve Austin."
Okay, there was a lot of funny bits before that, but I did love we're gonna get that. He's like, he points at Vince, and he's like, "You go ahead and get your sorry ass off the ramp. I ain't got a damn thing.
Get on my ring. I got a damn." And Vince is like, "Yes, sir. Do you need anything else, sir?"
Sir. Sorry, sir. I'm leaving. And as far as you're concerned, talking to Undertaker, you hit the nail right on the head, son. Are we champions? Hell yeah. And then the crowd, of course. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, I never asked to be your friend. I ain't here to be your friend or run circles around you because I don't give a damn about all that. But Stone Cold says, if tonight he will defend his belt that Taker has in his grubby little hand. And then, he's like, "Will you come out here and demand an apology from Stone Cold?"
And the fucking subtitles had the audacity to claim that he said, No, the fuck he did not. That was distinctly. Austin, you tell me that we need to do more Attitude Era arcs, and my response is,
And then
I got your apology right here. Flips the bird. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was great. Right. I got it.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
We get some announced segments for later in the night as we get The Rock versus X-Pac versus Triple H for the Intercontinental title.
Goddamn IC title match. Oh my god.
And then we also have, the Bikini Contest trophy presentation. But also, Jim Ross announces that Sable, the winner of the Bikini Contest, will be wearing a new Raw bikini, whatever that means.
And you'll be able to see her tits. Hey, audience, don't you want to see Sable's tits? Do you want to see Sable's tits?
Well, most people in the audience were like, "Hell yeah!"
Like, hell yeah. Well, I'm over here going,
So the first match of the show is a D'Lo Brown in
And
another non-title match
man,
this week.
title match. I remind you, D'Lo Brown is currently the European title after winning a stunning upset victory against Triple H. But does he get to defend the belt? No. Does he get to win in the matches where he's not defending the belt at least? No.
The first time, yes, he beat X-Pac on the pay-per-view.
Oh,
but this time,
sure.
Yeah, but D'Lo gets the mic before anything his opponent gets announced, and he said that he has just got off the phone with the promoters at Euro Disney. And they get, it's funny because both they're in Anaheim, home of Disneyland, and also he's the European champion, so it's Euro Disney.
So apparently being the European champ gets you a direct line to the Imagineers at Euro Disney.
Well, the Imagineers were apparently not having a great time in 1998 because they are offering D'Lo 2 whole new rides in his honor.
Yeah.
The Sky High and the Lowdown.
I mean, it's considering where Euro Disney was upon opening. I can see the understand the throw everything at the wall and see what sticks mentality. But man, no wonder they discontinued this belt. That is too much power to have, Austin. Have a direct line to those poor French Imagineers. Now, incidentally, D'Lo Brown would become instrumental later on in the decision to change Alien Counter to Stitch's Great Escape. So that terrible power never truly went away.
It's true. But he caps this off by saying, Invader, you can get your fat ass down here and choose which one you want. It's D'Lo Brown versus Vader.
Yes. By the way, what the fuck is this entrance for Vader? First of all, his music sucks.
What? You don't like Vader time?
I was not a fan of for who Vader is supposed to be. No. And then he comes out doing this fucking little Mr. Krabs legs ass scamper scurry with his fists
weird.
balled up.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
It's like Dusty Rhodes tier. They put me in polka dots and made me dance shit. What is happening?
I think this is Vader is peak doesn't give a fuck.
This is the man who dethroned Antonio Inoki's insane winning streak. What are we doing to him?
But anyway, when the match starts, Jim Ross explains that D'Lo Brown is refusing to put the title on the line against Vader because his representation doesn't think it's a good move. That was the explanation provided.
That is the most nonsense bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, JR. No. I know this is kayfabe, but stop fucking lying to us.
Yeah, so I made a note that Vader quickly realized how to beat D'Lo is to punch him in the head instead of the chest.
Oh my god.
He already
the in-ring work here. D'Lo is in his prime and Vader is far, far past his. It's not.
It's a big punchy punch fest, even for an Attitude Era Raw match.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, Vader is not and he goes to sit on D'Lo, but it's the most weak ass sort of thing. Yeah, no weight is being thrown around. There's no momentum going on here. Over on commentary, take a shot for Lawler, questioning whether Stone Cold and Taker can coexist. And then also he's still excited and extremely horny about the Bikini Contest award ceremony. And Lawler has been getting far too much sexual gratification recently, and I don't like it.
And also take a shot every time they talk about the chest protector.
My god. Yeah, fucking I have the quote here. So JR's being all oh well the chest protector's a bunch of bullshit. And Lawler goes, I haven't heard anyone speculate about D'Lo's chest brace, but you, JR. Yeah, well, you don't get around much. And JR, it's insensitive to make fun of porn-addicted shut-ins like that. Come on, you're better than that.
So D'Lo,
sorry. One more commentary note I gotta get to as a follow-up to the "you don't get around much" comment is I can't remember what the lead into this was, but says Lawler, you have friends in Canada? I have friends everywhere, King. You should try it sometime. You antisocial, porn-addicted bastard.
Why you just shut the fuck up, Jerry
Why
Wall?
don't you just shut the fuck up before I cut you there? Yeah. Well, we get a version of that comment later, but not from JR.
Yeah, so what feels like a sign of how far Vader has fallen. D'Lo like multiple times body slams Vader with relative ease, and commentary tries to act like this is a big deal, but absolutely nobody else does.
No pops from the crowd. The crowd does not care.
Like they just D'Lo can just physically manhandle Vader. It's fine. Who cares?
Also, D'Lo Brown is an accountant by trade.
He was a CPA. They think they talked about that on Fully Loaded as well.
Yeah. Well, fucking. This gave me Austin. I flew through time when they mentioned this. I went back in time in a whiplash ass flashback. Fucking to Invasion of Planet WrestleTopia, where I remember there was a goddamn like character who became an accountant, and he was like the black guy who looked of like kind of like a take on D'Lo Brown. I didn't realize until now that was a reference. That almost certainly was. Oh my god.
Crazy.
I hope, Austin, you appreciate this vital representation of your community.
That comment continues to be goated.
Absolutely. No. But I hope you appreciate the effort they're putting in to fixing the criminal underrepresentation of accountants.
No, accountants are nerds. Fuck them.
Well. Good thing there are no accountants on this podcast.
Yeah, you're damn right there's not. So D'Lo just kind of there's back and forth, whatever wrestling. But D'Lo hits
JR
the body
tries
slam
to talk this up as a slobber knocker, which also take a shot.
D'Lo hits a body slam and a moonsault. Vader kicks out. Vader sends D'Lo to the outside. Vader, again, even though he's a washed-up loser at this point, he is also the smartest wrestler that has faced D'Lo Brown in like 2 months.
Literally.
As he just rips off the chest protector and then splashes D'Lo on the floor. And because it's a non-title match, Vader just takes the count-out win and wins.
Dude, fucking the ref. This was the fastest and like least give a shittiest count-out I've ever seen.
Yeah,
the ref is just like
that's the thing. Is
7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Just fucking in the match.
That like when it's not supposed when it's supposed to be a count out win, refs are a lot more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fuck it, you get the gist and they ring the bell.
Get out of here.
Oh my god, that was such
when it's a
bullshit.
spot that they're not supposed to get counted out, then it's like 1, 2,
5 minutes
3.
later.
Yeah, it's like a big dramatic long pause bullshit. But when they're supposed to get counted out, it's whatever. All right, match is over.
Oh my god, Austin, what the fuck is this booking? What the fuck is this booking?
Why did this have to happen on the outside? Why is Vader such a bitch? They can't even let him just pin D'Lo Brown. No. He has to fucking take him out on the outside and get a count out.
Who is this for? Why is this happening? I don't understand any of it. Who is this pushing? Why? I guess D'Lo's got to face adversity.
Getting pushed from this.
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of D'Lo's title defenses, lack thereof, will be much more dignified.
And then it's time for the Brawl For All bullshit with first Draws' World.
A fucking MTV Cribs parody with Draws.
I thought I would have more time to say this, but rest in peace, Draws. I don't wish to disrespect the dead. He passed away within like the last couple weeks.
Oh shit!
But also, this sucks.
This was so bad.
You have Draws. Okay, he opens the door with his snakes wrapped around him because he's got pet snakes. And there's a bit where he's like fumbling around with like a handgun and a rifle at the same fucking time. And then, because again, his gimmick is he can puke on command, allegedly. He just like is on his patio and he just turns around and vomits in a bucket.
Yeah,
This is supposed to make me like draws.
It sucks to watch, dude. Who likes this? Who likes seeing a man just fucking throw up? I hate it.
And then they're like, next time on Draws' World teaser, that he has this hot story to tell about Mark Henry.
Yeah, but he says it in the most casual way, like, oh man, I have this really funny story about Mark Henry. Fade out. What was that? What is any of this? Are we trying to start a feud here? What is happening? JR has but yes, Brawl For All is here. JR has sprung to life because, of course, his boy, Dr. Steve Go Sooners Williams Death is here.
Bart Gunn versus Bart Gunn in the Brawl For All match.
Eight men remain, but none of those chumps matter. Fuck you.
Apparently, Jim Cornette quit managing the Midnight Express over their Brawl For All match. I thought that was funny.
Totally true. I'm sure he talks length about that on his fucking podcast.
Jim Cornette said, Jim Cornette will happily tell you how the Brawl For All is the stupidest fucking idea that Vince Russo ever had. He will happily tell you about how stupid it was.
Oh my, heartbreaking. The worst person you know made a good point.
Yeah, anyway, laser pointers, I noticed.
Lawler on commentary says that Dr. Death didn't impress him all that much in the last match, but then like in the same breath he says that he's still one of the most impressive athletes ever, and I can only imagine
commentary slobbers the fuck all over Dr. Death.
Oh, I can only imagine that after Lawler said the first part of that line, JR fucking just pulled out a Glock and held it to Lawler's head.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you try that one more time, King, and I think you know what you need to say about Dr. Death.
Or else I might have to slobber your knock in there.
Oh my.
Yes, hi again, laser pointer. I will say, shout out to how these motherfuckers stand there like unflinching, even as that shit goes right into their eyes. Like, they do not react at all, and it does make them look like pretty fucking solid in a weird way.
So anyway,
I just have a bunch of commentary notes. Bart's a tough guy. Look how tall he is, but he's a fucking jabroni compared to the absolute unit who is Dr. Death. He's I didn't really notice Dr. Death's height when he fought Quebecer Pierre last week, but Bart Gunn like towers over him. And that feels like a foreshadowing for how this it plays out. Oh no, they're not in the same weight class.
Anyway, I mean, for some reason, I took match notes of this bullshit. Even
did you? Because my eyes just fucking glaze over watching this.
Now, Dr. Death went for takedowns. He seemed to appreciate that he was the better wrestler here and should not try to throw haymakers out all the time. But
up to the stratosphere of Bart Gunn.
I noted Dr. Death looked like kind of gassed in like the first round. Like his face was really red and sweaty looking, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh no, my man thought he could toast.
We get into round 2, and Bart Gunn gets a couple nasty hits to Dr. Death in the head late into this fight, into this second round here. Like they replay one where he just straight uppercuts Dr. Death into his temple with a big left hand. They keep hyping his left hook of Bart Gunn. But Dr. Death survives, and they get some takedown. Bart gets a big takedown, Dr. Death, and sends him into the ropes, heading into round 2 as round 2 ends. And allegedly, Dr. Death is winning 15-5 after the second.
Allegedly.
Round.
Yeah.
Now, this seems sus to me. This is where I've heard it alleged that is part of the conspiracy for Dr. Death to win this goddamn tournament. That they were a little loosey-goosey with the scoring so that Dr. Death would win. And I didn't really see it in the Quebecer fight, mostly because he did legitimately kind of whoop Pierre's ass.
Yeah.
But here, like, Bart Gunn is, in my book, winning this fight if I was trying to grade it. And somehow Dr. Death is up convincingly so. 15-5 after considering the scoring system here basically would have ensured him a win if he, stayed conscious for 2 more minutes.
The thing is, like, I did not notice this because, again, my eyes just glaze over watching this, so I just assumed that Dr. Death was being dominant here.
No, like,
fucking
okay, he is physically throwing. He is kind of controlling, like, the physical, like, where the fight is going in the ring.
Yeah.
But like, Bart Gunn is bopping him in the fucking head regularly
Constantly.
for the first 2
that's
rounds.
Fair.
Like,
That's fair.
the where this match goes is not surprising at all. But as the 3rd round starts, huge boring.
Oh my god, yeah.
Boring chance.
I do want to point out a couple other things too. JR on commentary says that we got an interesting tournament concept here. No, JR, I think the word you're looking for is fucking stupid. I think that's the word.
I got a comment from JR to joke about in a second. But they wrestle around each other.
I want to point out, in between matches, fucking Bart Gunn's assigned coach is out here doing his best Burgess Meredith impression. My man fully thinks that he's in Rocky with how he's talking to Bart Gunn. He's like, all right, you gotta, I don't know. I've actually never seen Rocky. I don't know what the fuck Burgess Meredith sounds like. He's like, all right, you gotta fucking keep on him. You gotta keep the pressure going. Get those uppercuts. And I'm like, what? I've never seen any one of these coaches actually give a singular shit in between rounds. What the hell is in the water right now? What's happening?
So they kind of start wrestling each other. And then with 30 seconds to go, suddenly they just start throwing haymakers. And with 8 seconds to go, Dr. Bart Gunn clips Dr. Death in the head a couple times, and Dr. Death gets knocked the fuck out.
Well, it's confusing to me. Because, like, so they say it's a KO, but, like, Dr. Death still seems fully conscious when he hits the ground.
I did not. The look in his eyes, I do not agree with that assessment. I don't.
Okay,
I mean, he's
fair.
conscious, but I don't think he's all there.
Okay, that's fair. I wasn't sure. Again, part of this is because I didn't notice previously just how many times Bart Gunn had bopped him in the head. So I assume, and this is where I have a question for you. I assumed that this was like worked for Bart Gunn to win this.
No.
And
Bart
JR's
Gunn
over here on commentary.
Now, Bart Gunn legitimately KO'd Dr. Death, and he is the 3rd piece. I talked about the 3 pieces of this puzzle for this tournament arc is JBL, Dr. Death, and the 3rd is Bart Gunn, who knocks out Dr. Death, and the first knockout of this stupid fucking tournament.
Finally.
And
but yeah, JR
completely ruins Jim Ross's hopes and dreams.
Yeah, poor JR is over here on commentary sucking on copium. Yeah, well, Dr. Death lost, but he's still the greatest athlete in the entire galaxy.
They are caught for the rest of the night. They'll be like, what has to be considered a phenomenal upset, Bart Gunn defeated Dr. Death.
So this was the big turnaround you were talking about then.
Yes, this was the
coup that Bart Gunn beat.
Yes, that Bart Gunn.
Okay.
Somebody finally got knocked out, and Bart Gunn specifically knocked out Dr. Death.
See, I just assumed you meant that meant, like, starting with round 2, the tournament was going to start to get worked, which I guess allegedly they did try to do ostensibly, but it failed.
We're still shoot fighting here.
Yeah. Well, it was really confusing too, because Bart Gunn gets the dub, and fucking Owen Hart's music immediately hits. And I was like, shit.
We cannot. We're Brawl For All's done. Let's quickly move on to other things that people like more.
This thing that we're like contractually trapped into.
We're trapped into this. We're done.
The devil. Yeah.
Okay. I will note, as I will also note, is Jerry Lawler also happy to get in on the copium with Dr. Death because he's like, well, his leg was hurt on a takedown, and then you see here he's fighting on one leg. How can he survive? But JR goes, it's not
Sounds like a skill
wrestling, to
issue.
which I wrote, trust me, we know, JR.
We
The
were
full
aware.
line is he's like, it's not wrestling, it's not fighting, it's a whole other sport.
It's not fighting. That's literally what they're doing, JR.
Well, it's like, it's not boxing. It's like, he's like,
Sure.
it's not wrestling, it's not boxing, it's the world's worst
Okay.
combination of both. So Owen Hart is here to immediately get this shit moving again. Make sure that people know that during the commercial break, Dr. Death was escorted backstage by medical because we definitely care.
Oh my god, my man was.
They try to hype this up that they're gonna come back to this. They're like, a loss like this, that's just gonna make Dr. Death mad. He's a tough son of a bitch. They will never come back to this. Dr. Death, Steve Williams' WWF career is dead right here. Where they put him in a shoot fight tournament and he lost.
Fucking JR is doing his best to do that fucking Sooner nepotism, and it just failed miserably. And Dr. Death is just taken out back and shot.
Rest
Never
in
heard
peace,
from again.
Dr. Death, Steve Williams, WWF push, 1998 to 1998. It lasted a week.
It lasted a single week. Dr. Death perfectly describes what happened to his career in the Fed.
Yeah, fuck this. Owen Hart's here, and he is like, last night he proved that he is truly the most dangerous man in the WWF, and that most importantly, he proved that he is not a nugget.
Man, Owen, did you ever think you could be like a tough nugget? Imagine a nugget made of solid Teflon. I feel like there are ways you could lean into this, buddy, and make things a lot better.
But he could be like Teflon and never bothered and never harassed, but instead he is but an insecure little baby as usual. But he has stolen Ken Shamrock's nicknames, the baddest man in the WWF. The most dangerous man. And he is like, if anyone has the guts to challenge it, he welcomes it right now. And then nobody comes out, and Owen's like, I expected that. And then Owen's music hits again. And he's like, what? And then it's Jason Sensation in the Owen Hart cosplay from the Nation Blackface bit.
Oh my god. Oh, the nose. The nose looks nothing like Owen's nose. What are you clowns doing? I don't get this joke.
Nose.
Oh my god. It's bulbous as all fuck, too, which is not Owen's nose.
So Jason is like, he's here to challenge. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And I think it's time for us to stand nose to nose. Meaning we'll be miles apart. Woo!
Yeah, thank you, Jason. I will say, I as much as this annoys me, his Bret Hart or his Owen Hart impression is insanely on the money.
It's very dead on, even if I don't think the jokes
scary.
are all that funny.
They are not. And Owen, based as always, does not take too kindly to this and just immediately charges him. Except,
and then Dan Severn comes out.
Yeah, fucking Dan Severn is in Jason Sensation's corner for reasons. He's not in any gear.
Well,
he's just in a full suit.
He's here to fight Owen, but yeah, he's in his full ass suit. He's here to challenge Owen because for Owen being like, you're the toughest. Anyone who thinks they're tough, Dan Severn's like, hey, that's me. And then he starts to take his jacket off, and he turns around. Owen just kicks him in the balls.
Bang.
He starts kicking the shit out of Dan Severn. But then Owen puts in the sharpshooter. Dan Severn reverses it, and then he starts beating Owen's ass. But then Ken Shamrock, who, by the way, they have spent the first 40 minutes of this show talking about how Ken Shamrock has a concussion from what happened last night. I assume because he put his head through drywall. That was probably how that happened.
Oh, Jesus. Not from the pipe, from the fucking drywall.
No, they had a bit where Owen lifted up Ken Shamrock and his head went through like a hole in the plywall on the drywall of the ceiling. So, you know, that's probably how that happened. But Ken Shamrock shows up because this is 1998. We don't give a fuck about concussions. To knock Owen's head off, and he puts him in a sleeper hold. Dan Severn tries to break it up and does so by putting Ken Shamrock in a sleeper hold.
And then Steve Blackman also shows up.
Well, he's
for
friends
reasons...
with both Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn, so he doesn't want them to fight.
Oh my god. And then the Authority shows up too. Take a shot for messy endings. What is happening? Why is this happening?
I did think I heard UFC chants though when Shamrock and Severn were being separated from each other.
Sure.
So that was pretty neat. By the way, I just want to remind everybody that as much as they are teasing a Dan Severn Ken Shamrock rematch from the first few UFC pay-per-views, WWF will not ever pay that off.
Oh my god, this is literally all for nothing. It's so pointless. Austin, why is it so fucking pointless?
Anyway, Sunday Night Heat is coming.
Yeah, Sunday Night Heat. Cool. That's a thing. Moving on.
It's a pretty neat moment in history. That's going to become the WWF's B show for at least about a year until SmackDown happens. And then even when it gets demoted down, it will still exist as the pay-per-view pre-show for as long as it exists. So
yeah. No, I know Heat's a big thing, but like
it's pretty neat. The first couple years of it is on Peacock. No more though. Only they didn't get that deep into it, and before the network became the Peacock. So you know, only a couple years.
Sure.
Fuck you. That's all you get.
Damn.
Cole is back. Michael Cole is backstage. He wants to get a word with Ken Shamrock. He's like, "What happened out there?" And Shamrock is like, "What, are you blind? Is everyone blind around here?" And he like knocks over Michael Cole, and he knocks over the entire backstage set.
Well, except the fucking like interview set was falling over anyway. Like as Michael Cole was standing there before Shamrock even showed up, the fucking Raw is War sign hanging on the gate was like slipping off. I don't think that was supposed to fall over, because then we just like the camera pans to Shamrock walking away, and a bunch of random people like in the vicinity of that set is kind of looking like, what the fuck just happened?
All right, time for match number 3. Farouk and Too Cold Scorpio come out, and Bradshaw is on commentary.
Yes.
Jim Ross asked him for an explanation about what any of that shit was last night, and Bradshaw's like, you need to learn a lesson, everyone here, and you don't mess with me. And he's like, if Funk wants to leave for 6 months, I'll help him into retirement.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I will beat his ass.
And then their opponents are Skull and 8-Ball, the DOA.
Oh, good.
I'm so glad that the SS tattoo guys get to beat up some black men. I'm glad that's how this match is.
Absolutely. Bad optics? What bad optics? This is totally neutral. Don't think about it.
Yeah. I've also, in my notes, I only wrote Biker 1 and Biker 2 because, again, these are the Ron and Don Harris. And I don't think JR even knows who is who, because every time he talks about them, he says the DOA. He doesn't mention either of them by name.
I mean, base. I don't care. I also have no idea who they are, and I have no desire to put any effort into trying to figure that out. Fucking JBL is just, well, okay, he's just Bradshaw right now, but like he's fired the fuck up on commentary.
This was
my
crazy.
Man is like my man. So he makes a comment.
The match is just happening. None of it matters. So.
I don't give a shit. Scorpio and Farouk want to step into my sights. It's real easy. They come to the Learning Tree. That's a place you don't want to be. Apparently, the Learning Tree was one of JBL's early investments. You know, he thought it was a real fixer-upper. But yeah. he's very incensed that Terry Funk shook hands with Scorpio before their fully loaded match. Okay, I guess JBL is not ever the type of person who would get drafted to ROH. He
He does
doesn't
not
like those
respect the
handshakes.
code of honor.
Not like those pre-match handshakes.
And then Jerry Lawler starts trying to do his stupid bits about Terry Funk, as he is wont to do. And then
Yeah.
Bradshaw gets up, grabs Lawler by the neck, and is like, to call a match. Stop doing your stupid stand-up comedy routine. No one wants to hear that. Call a match.
Dude, based? What the fuck? I love Bradshaw now? Yes, correct. More people should tell JR to shut the fuck, or Lawler to shut the fuck up. Please. That was awesome. More of that. I'll watch that any day.
All right, so the finish to this match, because I wrote notes for these. Sometimes I write match notes that I then don't feel like reading when we get here.
Fuck that.
This is one of those. Anyway, Farouk gets in. Farouk barely gets one of the DOA over the top rope because these guys suck and so can't do basic maneuvers.
It sucks so bad.
Bradshaw gets up from the commentary table, attacks Biker whatever, and then the other one dives and hits his own partner. And then Scorpio comes out of the ring, and Bradshaw kicks his ass, and then Bradshaw runs into the ring, attacks Farouk, and the match is thrown out.
Oh, joy. Oh,
and
boy.
And it just ends with
so
everybody
exciting.
brawling in the ring.
Messy ending number 2, because who needs it? Who needs any kind of good? Yeah. Authority comes out again. We are the led by the commissioner, who is definitely not Sergeant Slaughter. And they try to break it up.
This is a story about wrestler that is mostly been told on Shotgun Saturday Night between 3 wrestlers who. This is none of my favorite versions of any of these people.
Oh my
not
God,
Bradshaw, not Farouk,
so
not Too Cold Scorpio.
Nope.
So I just
Too
don't
Cold is at his best in EC dub. Bradshaw's probably best doing fucking APA, right?
APA or the original JBL WWE champion, depending on your tastes, I think.
Fair.
One or the other, you would argue.
Wait, what's your preferred Farouk?
Probably APA, but I think you could also make a good argument for WCW World Champion for Ron Simmons as a top guy.
Fair.
But I'm more familiar with the APA, so that I could argue early Nation Farouk. I like him, but that made me that makes me sad for the race, for him being the bad guy for calling out the racism. So I think I'll stick with the APA, where he's just a dude who beats people up and plays poker. That's non-problematic at all. Very simple.
Great.
Good character, no problems.
Absolutely. No notes. Fair enough. So we're back to once again playing the fucking clip of Sable stripping backstage before Fully Loaded and then taking her shirt off during the bikini contest, but it's bigly censored. Teats! Come see Sable's teats! Yep.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
We get a promo from The Rock when Jim Ross asks him how he feels about defending his title tonight. The Rock says he should come down there and whoop Jim Ross's ass for asking stupid questions.
Yes.
And then he says a bunch of
Jim Ross like, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. And then he says a bunch of generic shit that is drowned out by someone revving motorcycles off screen.
Yeah. It was all incoherent. He says something about to X-Pac and Trips. If you have such an itch for The Rock, then come and scratch it. The Rock will make you famous. What is that? That's very kind of you, Dwayne, but what does that have to do with anything?
All right, buddy. Get some more catchphrases, buddy, and you'll get there.
Please.
It's
The
time
interview
for the-
set is still broken, by the way.
Yeah, it's time for the Intercontinental Triple Threat match. Apparently, it's Triple H's birthday. That's neat.
Yes, that's very sweet.
Anyway, let's get
Dude,
ready
the fucking
to suck it.
degeneration. Dude, the fucking Degeneration X entrance. I'm sure I've made this comment before. Jesus Christ, it needs to come with a seizure warning. Holy
I have
fuck.
said this exact thing before.
Yeah, and it's still fucking true. Why do they do this? How many people did they murder with every time DX came on screen? How many poor epileptic WWF fans died at the behest?
I'm pretty sure for the same reason I brought up last time about this.
Oh my
I
god!
don't think it would
Oh
actually
my god!
cause epilepsy.
It sucks. Fine, it sucks to look at. It makes me want to die. Close enough. Fuck. I'll keep bringing it up out of spite. Yes. Happy birthday,
and I will
Trip.
keep correcting you out of spite.
I'm sure. Touche. I'm sure that. Well, Austin looks at me talking about the seizures, and he says,
Giving incorrect information about epilepsy.
Fuck you.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure this match will be totally clean with no shenanigans to be found whatsoever.
To be fair, it was mostly clean, but
yeah,
it's the dumbest shenanigans ever, but we'll get to it.
Yes.
So, as the match is starting here, Jerry Lawler is all mad that The Rock has to defend against two men. And Jim Ross is like, well, I mean, that was your boy Vince's call there. That was his people set that up and they agreed to it. And Jerry Lawler kind of backtracks. He's like, well, I'm sure there was some wisdom in it, but I just can't see it right now.
Yes, thank you. Just keep shoving that boot all the way down your throat, Lawler. I'm sure it'll taste good eventually. So
the match starts. Listen, triple threats between two stablemates are, to me, always a little bit boring because they always go the exact same way.
It's the exact same thing every time. They're on the same page until they're on the verge
until somebody tries to win, and then it's like, oh, we're really not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, X-Pac breaks rank and pulls Triple H away from the pin right as he's about to get the 1-2-3 on Rock, and then it just fucking devolves from there.
I mean, the action is pretty good overall because these are three pretty talented wrestlers. So, of
course it is.
I didn't hate the in-ring work here, even if the story is trite and cliche. But
yes.
Again, let's see, what part of this do I want to get to? I mean, everyone hits the Rock hits the rock bottom on X-Pac, gets broken up. Triple H hits a pedigree like nearly immediately just so they can facilitate.
Oh my
Triple
God.
H and X-Pac.
Yeah, I thought fuck, are they about to squash Rock for the dub here?
Lol, no. Because X-Pac's like, fuck you, man. I want to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
X-Pac Rock also eats an X Factor from X-Pac, so he takes two finishers.
And then Trips pulls him away.
So yeah, and it's at this point, to be fair, they have arguments early in the match, but it doesn't devolve to them actually throwing hands. The Rock just gets back up and it goes back to being like DX versus The Rock. But after long enough, X-Pac and Triple H start throwing hands, and that is when The Rock gets up, he grabs his Intercontinental title belt.
Wait. Before we do this, I do want to point out one spot from like the malfunctioning at the junctioning between X-Pac and Triple H, where Triple H is standing on the apron. X-Pac is in the ring with Rock. Rock fucking throws X-Pac toward the side of the ring that Triple H is on. X-Pac bumps Triple H off of the apron. Triple H proceeds to fly back, fucking turn around in midair, land and grab onto the fucking Raw logo plaque at the top of the announce table and tear it off as he falls over. It's the goofiest thing. But yes, so X-Pac and Triple H it just evolves into them.
They just start fighting each other.
Trading blows.
The Rock
and
takes
The Rock
his belt. He walks up the ramp, and the ref counts out The Rock, and that's how the match ends.
Count out. of the evening.
But
Both members of the nation title holders.
But also, a triple threat ended in a countout.
Oh my God!
This never happens. Because the logic, triple threats and fatal four ways and fatal whatever ways are always no DQ. Specifically because, for a couple of reasons. From a practical level, it's hard to keep track of people on the outside. And plus, some people hang out on the outside to rest in between their spots in these multi-man matches. And the in-ring kayfabe justification of this is that you can't have a winner in these scenarios. You can have a loser. And like in this match, they announced The Rock loses, but then who wins? No, The Rock, who is the winner by count out. They just announced The Rock loses but keeps the title, and that's the kayfabe justification as to why there are no DQs or countouts in multi-man matches. But this is early days of that match type existing. And so they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And so they're sure, whatever. Here's a countout win. The countout lost by The Rock. The Rock keeps the title. Fuck you.
Oh my God. Look. This is some Forever Feud shit. And I can't be too mean because of some of the Forever Feuds I've stepped up to defend. My mileage goes a lot longer on Chris Jericho feuds than most people. But
you do have a lot more tolerance for Chris Jericho than most.
Look, man, Fozzy or fucking Judas is a catchy song, all right? You can't blame me for wanting to hear it as much as possible. Fuck off. But that being said, dear Lord, how many non-reserved... Because at least in Chris Jericho Forever Feuds, we get matches with definitive results. How many fucking times are we going to have a non-result in these fucking IC title matches just so we can squeeze a little bit more blood from the stone? Fuck off. At least there were no run-ins. And perspective, at least there were no immediate fucking run-ins by DX and the Nation. Yes, and so was DX, I guess.
So,
yes.
Okay,
yeah,
and
sure.
I know that Jam Ross says the "Can they coexist" line when he's talking about Undertaker and Austin.
Shot.
Anyway, Michael Cole is backstage with the Outlaws. Ask them like
they fixed the set. Good job.
No, they're in the locker room. They did not fix the set.
Oh shit.
Michael Cole was in the locker room. But Michael Cole asks like, how you feeling about what happened there? You concerned? And they're like, no, because they're not concerned because DX's family and money is thicker than water. If you know what I'm saying. And so Road Dogg is like, we're going to whip ass tonight and get our belts back. Doesn't matter who has them. And Billy says, if you don't think they'll get their belts back, we got 2 words for you.
Please reconsider.
Of course. Then the 5th match, officially where the show made me want to die, was first, it's Brockus. I can't believe I'm having to suffer through a Brockus match. I thought it was just the Brawl For All and I'd never have to see him again, but no, we're still trying to get this stupid German bodybuilder over.
I still don't get it.
And his opponent is
Jesus.
Some jobber, Jesus.
Yeah.
I need Jesus. In fact, I wrote you should take notes or otherwise pay attention to this match. Fuck you. That's what I wrote in my notes.
fucking that man. It's so good to see that the Brawl For All guys are really cashing in on the fruits of this shoot fight bullshit for valuable pushes in TV time down the road. I'm sure that Brockus is gonna get a whole lot of mileage out of this.
So Brockus wins as you'd expect.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds long.
It's at this point that I noted somebody in the crowd had a sign that said WCW is a joke.
Oh my God! I
thought is a really fun. That's so cute to have after a Brockus match.
No, I noticed that later on. I'll talk about it now. I also noticed even later on than that, a second, like, WCW bad sign. Jesus Christ. Imagine what a fucking dweeb you have to be to, like, simp for Vince's product in comparison to the opposition with a sign on TV, not even getting paid for it. You're not even a fucking plant. You're just that
let's be fair and balanced. WCW
TM.
fans also did that shit on Nitro.
Yeah, well, WCW fans were fucking justified. The Fed's product sucks.
I don't know. Right now, WCW 98 they're okay. Peak's over, but the wheels are slowly coming off, but they're still on the wagon.
Yeah.
Goldberg still has a streak. We haven't totally fucked ourselves yet.
Yeah, no, the finger poke hasn't happened yet, but for my money, I don't care. The WCW product is still better. These dweebs are just incorrect. I can't be enlightened centrist on this because one side is rooting for a company that's struggling, and the other side is rooting for tits, Sable's tits. I can't. Fucking yeah. So that's it's good. It's good to know that the fandom was just as full of inane dipshits back then as it is now.
And then speaking of inane dipshits, we cut now to Val Venis fucking Mrs. Yamaguchi-san in the shower because of course we are.
Yeah. I hate it. Yeah, they look like they are just fucking naked through this shower, which, like, man, I hope poor Kyoko consented to at least some of this. Probably not in, like, a healthy way.
It is Val Venis versus Brian Christopher, Jerry Lawler's
Hello,
dipshit
ladies.
son.
him. Yeah. Hello, ladies.
My first
Goodbye.
note was Val Venis showered before his match. Okay.
His hair's got to look nice and wet, Austin. Come on now.
Anyway, he's like, hello, ladies. If you want to hang out at Disneyland, that's okay. But if you want the ride of a lifetime, hop aboard the Big Valboski.
I'm gonna. There are no words.
Then
Pain.
I was not ready for this part tonight. I thought this was something I would only have to cover.
Because the match itself is whatever, right? He's facing dipshit too sexy Brian Christopher, accompanied by Scotty 2 LA Knight.
There will eventually become, of course, Scotty 2 Hottie and Grandmaster Sexay of Too Cool and not suck. But we're not there yet.
Okay, is it because to my comment? Is it just me, or does Scotty 2 Hottie's look read a lot like LA Knight's look? He's got the fucking vest.
I can see it.
Kind of hair. He's got the glasses. I feel like anyway. Also, before you get to the real
meat of this segment, you might say.
Fuck you! I noticed it as I was about to say it. God fucking damn it. Before you get to that, I do want to point out that the sign, some dipshit has a Ron Jeremy Fears Val Venis sign. Please stop encouraging him. I think it was a woman, too. Why the fuck would you simp like that?
Why are you
Please,
like this?
I'm begging you. Why are you...
Val Venis is not that attractive. Please have higher standards, Raw crowd.
Also, fuck Ron Jeremy, too. I'm pretty sure he's an asshole.
Okay, I don't really know who that is, so you're...
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, he's like the porn star.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks.
He's like the most prolific porn star of like ever.
Well, listen here. I'm not very knowledgeable.
I'm not
very knowledgeable about it.
I did have a. As soon as you said you didn't know who that was, I did have a moment of yeah. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Anyway,
I'm just surprised, like by a cultural osmosis, that name never reached you.
No, that name does not ring a bell at all.
Damn.
Anyway,
well, there you go.
Now,
think Lou Albano. but as a porn star.
Got it. Okay,
And-
that's gross to think about. Let's not.
I just noticed that night.
I am
Anyway.
not thinking of Mario as the porn
Yeah.
star. That ain't happening.
Moving on to far less gross things. Yamaguchi-san and Kayatai with a
Kayatai
fucking
comes
portable
out.
butcher table
And first
and
of
a
all,
bunch.
the first thing I notice is Yamaguchi-san has an absurdly long katana. This guy, I'm like, holy shit. And this moment, I realized, holy fuck. I thought this was only going to happen over 1 week next week. I did not think that this was happening here, and we would have to mention it on the podcast.
Kayatai, who still somehow can't seem to manage to get an actual match with Val
And one
Venis.
of them, and one of them, I don't know who I think.
I don't know.
Maybe Men's Teo. That sounds right in my head.
I don't know.
One of them has got 2 super long sausages.
Oh,
And I said, oh no, I know where this segment is leading.
I just want to point out that my notes, I obviously, noob, did not know the historical context of this. But I did make the note of they have a whole bunch of phallic meat and a sword. I wonder what they're
going to imply.
It's such a mystery.
Anyway, whatever. Scott Taylor tries to interfere in the match. Val Venis kicks both of their asses. Val Venis hits a fisherman suplex for the win. After the match, Squash hop into the ring to double team Val Venis. And then Taka Michinoku is here. They quickly explain on commentary that Taka Michinoku has been rivals with Too Much as part of the light heavyweight championship, a thing that Taka has, remarkably. He is still the light heavyweight champion.
Still.
But he has beef with Brian Christopher, so he helps out Val here.
Yeah.
And then after the match, Yamaguchi-san gets on the mic, and he's like, Val Venis, next week, Kai and Tai will challenge you, and after we win...
Oh, good. We actually finally have a match.
I am giving you a big surprise. And they put the meat on a big chopping block that they have also put out here.
Oh, yeah? Wow. I'm so intrigued. Where could this be going?
Then Yamaguchi-san, it's like the ultimo dork of this. He's like making a big show of it. He chops the meat in half. And you could have, and maybe a more clever show, slightly more clever, would have left it here. Left it to the implication of what they are going to do.
It's not hard to grasp, but
they're still leaving it to implication.
Yes.
No. He then Yamaguchi-san gets on the mic and says, I choppy your pee-pee.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That is a line that deserves to go down in infamy. Truly,
this is Val Venis' most famous story moment. I choppy your pee-pee. This is it. This is the Val Venis career highlight.
This is the entire, not highlights plural, highlight singular, highlight. It's not even this line. Oh my god. Imagine having one of the most absurdly over gimmicks of the era, but leaving behind the legacy of
Yeah, I mean his legacy is hello ladies, and he does the innuendos and ha and then I choppy your pee-pee. That's the legacy of Val Venis right there.
That's the timeline of Val Venis. Hello ladies, bad puns, I choppy your pee-pee, the end. It's void after that. It's a
every
black
single
hole.
every single major storyline of Val Venis, as I can tell you right now, is he fucks another man's female in their life. He fucks Yamaguchi-san's wife. He fucks Goldust's wife. He fucks Ken Shamrock's sister. That's it. That's the entire Val Venis storyline.
And each one of them replies with, I choppy your pee-pee, obviously.
No, that's only one. That's only this one. Only Yamaguchi-san is like, I'm going to cut your dick off.
No, Austin. We need to give it its proper eloquence. I choppy your pee-pee. I'm just gonna start saying that now, man. Just in casual conversation, somebody will be annoying me, and I'll be like, "Yeah, well, I choppy your pee-pee." So let's leave it at that. And they'll be like, "What?" And I'll be like, "You heard me."
Yeah, so guess what? We're skipping the next 2 weeks of Raw, which means the resolution of choppity your PP is my cross to bear alone.
Oh no! What will I ever do? Oh no! Really, it's a really cutting blow to me, Austin.
Yeah, cutting to your dick, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yes,
now,
thank you. Not just like the show, leaving nothing to the implication.
Of course not. And now the hits just keep on a-coming.
Okay, now they fixed the set.
Yeah, they fixed the set. We're backstage with the Road Warriors. Animal is talking about how they're going to kick butt tonight, and Hawk was looking out of it, and I said, "Oh no, it's this storyline."
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny because I'm watching this and I notice Hawk wiping his nose, and I'm like, yeah, he seems a little out of it, under the weather. Oh, he must just be kind of zoned out for this interview. What I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, maybe he's got a cold or something. But oh boy, howdy! So we get
this storyline is them taking Road Warrior Hawk's real life alcoholism problems and turning it into a character trait where he is an alcoholic.
No, God fucking damn it.
And let's skip to the end of it where he tries to jump off the Titantron and die.
Oh, wait, shoot die? Is this how Hawk? No, that's not how Hawk.
Attempt suicide, but a suicide they are.
Oh, fuck me. Oh no. Oh Christ.
Let me check. Quick, I need to look over at what WCW is doing right now. Oh wait, this is during Last Call Scott Hall, where they are taking Scott Hall's real life alcoholism and turning it into a character trait.
Oh my god, why would they do that to Scott Hall? Why did they do this to Hawk? Why did you do this to either one of your wrestlers?
Because
especially. Oh my god. I'll show you a fucking edge. Get over here. Jesus. Okay. So it's Mark Henry and the Godfather versus LOD. Oh, sorry, LOD 2000. They wear Daft Punk masks now.
Yeah, also, this is a historic moment. Godfather comes out with a bunch of women. He doesn't call him this, of course, but this is the first time we get the Ho Train.
This is the birth of the Ho Train.
This is the first time he brings out gaggles of prostitutes. So
he's been a pimp this whole time, and it only just occurred to creative to hey, let's maybe hang some prostitutes on his arm. Yes. Okay, great. I'm so happy, Austin, that I got to watch the birth of my favorite thing in all of WWE, the Ho Train. Okay.
But hey, WWF sponsored by Stridix, which are acne pads. They're acne wipes.
Yup. Sure.
Business here.
They know their target
they're
demo,
playing
man.
to those teenage boys jerking off to Sable.
To Sable's tits. We want to see Sable's tits.
They know the demographic
have-
of people who are downloading pictures of Sable using
put on-
dial-up internet.
Put on your strident pads and jack off to Sable's tits.
Anyway, Hawk trips getting into the ring. Fucking hell.
Which I thought was a shoot at first.
No,
I was
we're
like,
just
oh,
doing
that
a bit.
fucking mask probably has terrible vision in this dim ass lighting.
Nah, he also isn't wearing the shoulder pads, and he is stumbling in his walk. We're doing a bit here.
Yes.
So Animal and Mark Henry start off. It's the Nation double team Animal, and Animal then gets the upper hand, but he goes for the tag to Hawk, and Hawk is just standing there, nodding off, barely conscious, drunk, doesn't tag in. The Nation of Domination continue to 2-on-1 the match. I wrote big power slam by Animal, but Mark Henry is able to break up the pin because Hawk doesn't do anything. Kill JR sign. All right. Noted that off to the left side of the ring. I saw someone with a sign that said kill JR.
My God, these fucking fans are the worst, dude. I fucking hate Attitude Era fans. If you're an Attitude Era fan listening, I'm sorry, but you are subhuman, and I disavow. Fucking hell! Oh my God!
I also noted this big sign of the guy who wanted people to page him, and he put his pager number.
Oh my God! Yeah, the pager sign. This is the 90s. The music is all punk, and the technology is charmingly retro in a contemporary way. This
is the 90s. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Animal sets up for the Doomsday device, and Hawk goes up to the top rope, except he falls off of it.
It was a legitimately. It was just, but without the alcoholism cringe, it is an admittedly funny bit of slapstick because my man crawls up to the top and then just kind of
crash
over
and burn. Anyway, Godfather hits the Death Valley driver for the win. Godfather heads out to celebrate with the hose after the match. It is this point I wrote at this point, enough about the Raw bikini.
Oh, well, we're just getting there. But, like, man, this segment was so fucking confusing. Because without knowing what this was, I was like, okay, is this a shoot? Is this a heel turn?
And commentary also doesn't really know what's happening.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Commentary is like, they're just kind of like, oh, yeah, fuck Hawk, am I right? Yeah, what a piece of shit. And I'm like, what is happening? It was so confusing. What are they going for? Like, is he like a bad alcoholic? Is he like, oh, he's a bad guy now because he likes alcohol? Or is it like fucking he's like sympathetic and we need to like fix him or whatever? Like, what is the end game to this?
I don't really remember besides the falling off the Titantron thing.
Yeah, fair.
I guess I'll have 2 weeks of Raw to help figure out where this angle is going. That's
delightful.
Exciting.
I'm very excited.
Anyway, Jacqueline and Mark Marrow come out. It's time for the trophy presentation.
Bro, I can't remember if I noticed this last time, but like, so Jacqueline and Mark Marrow walk to the ring, and it sure seems to me Mark Marrow enters the ring first, and it sure seems to me that Jacqueline waits at ringside as Mark Marrow enters the ring and looks up at him to sort of silently ask permission to get in the ring.
The character of Mark Marrow is a horrid sexist, so that would be in line.
And Man sure doesn't add any great elements to it that Jacqueline is also black and Mark Barrow is not. Oh boy, that's a whole lot of ick. They cut back to once again a recap of the fucking the shit from Fully Loaded.
Sable
I-
comes
I ha-
out.
I had a
Sorry, go ahead.
thought here, Austin, first. That spot with Vince McMahon putting the Blazer over fucking Sable. Okay. I obviously it's part of the story because Vince McMahon wanting Sable to be more prudish is a whole thing. That being said, I I can't help but wonder if the Blazer spot was corporate mandated because there's no way. There is no way. You cannot convince me that in the fucking Attitude Era in 1990 goddamn 8, if they had the opportunity to play Sable with the body paint hands over her tits fully straight with no caveat, you cannot tell me that they would not have seized on that opportunity. I have to believe that because like Vince almost in the like little two screenshots we had of the moment, Vince and Sable both almost look sheepish, like they have to be doing this. There's no way that wasn't like a corporate like.
Between USA Network and the pay-per-view companies themselves, I wouldn't be surprised if they were told, no, you can't actually, like, if you want to stay like TV 14, if you don't want to be like MA rated, no, you can't show her actually topless.
Well, no, but I more meant like the fact that like Vince made her cover up with the blazer to walk back to the back. Like, just something about the way that is, like, how the fuck, like, I feel like if they could have kept her in the fucking hands over her boobs thing the entire time uncovered as she walked all the way to the back, they would have. It felt so bizarre to me that they did not milk that for every possible second that they could have.
Like I said, I'm sure they had some talks with their broadcasters about what they could and what they would be allowed to do.
You get exactly 30 seconds of the full toplessness. Get out of here.
Anyway, Sable comes out and Jerry Lawler slobbers all over it about it. He's anyway.
Sable gets
I made a
far
note that
more
the second place
pomp and
trophy is very, very small. I made note of that as well. It's very funny.
Yes, not about size.
So Jerry Lawler is about to give the first place trophy to Sable because everyone agrees Sable was the winner, and then he gets a commentary. He gets a note from the ringside that is from Vince. Due to the fact that body paint does not constitute a bikini, Mr. McMahon has disqualified Sable from the bikini contest and is declaring Jacqueline the winner. So Mark Mero and Jacqueline go nuts. They have celebrated. They're celebrating their win. They're rah-rah.
Fucking Mark Mero picks up Jacqueline and just like stares right into her tits for a hot second. It's like, great. And so they leave the ring with their trophy, and Lawler and Sable are still in the ring, and Lawler's like, well, Sable, you got to be pretty frustrated about this, and Sable's like, fuck yeah, I am. I know that Mr. McMahon doesn't want me dressing like this. I know he wants me to be more conservative. I only wish that Mr. McMahon could have been man enough to tell me all this to my face.
And here comes the Vince.
Well, to be fair, he did tell her to her face that she had to cover up. So, like, he did indeed do that. So
he did do that one time, yes.
Yes. So here comes Vince. Fucking what? Yeah, and he's like, oh, ho, ho, you want me to be? You don't think I'm man enough? What? Austin,
you
what
can
is
bet
happening?
that I have a lot of this quote written down here. So let's just go through it here. Man enough. Enough. Vince asks her if she's daring to question his masculinity. Vince McMahon. And Vince, he's like, I've dealt with a lot of ingrates before in making stars, but I never thought you would be one of them. And Vince asks her who, when Mark Mero tricked her and cost her job, who was the knight in shining armor that came to her rescue?
Me! Oh my God.
Now, Vince is like, notwithstanding, I admit from a PR standpoint, I brought you back because of your immense popularity with the fans. And let's face it, I do everything I can for the fans. However, people like you, especially in this town, which is Anaheim, LA, as a reminder of where we're at here,
Yes.
are a dime a dozen. I could snap my fingers and have you replaced by any number of bimbos and airheads. You owe me, Sable. And this is when he starts touching her hair, and this is getting a little gross. And when people like you owe me, I generally collect.
Oh my God!
And
Vince
then he
sexually harassing his employee in the ring.
Yeah, and of course you gotta tie this all up in a bow. However, your knight in shining armor will allow you to continue to be gainfully employed in the World Wrestling Federation, at least for a little while longer.
Subtitles, dude, the subtitles even changed Federation to Entertainment. Oh my God, The legal cuckery is so funny.
At least for a little while longer. Just as long as you don't become an ungrateful bitch.
And dude, and also the subtitles censor bitch. It's the fucking corporate ass subtitles. God damn. First of all, I just want to say, Austin, great performance. Horrible, terrible material. You were giving it your all without giving me the ick all over again of your own accord. Just the dialogue itself. So I give this one a writer's barely disguised fetish out of 10. Good job. So Vince just monologues at her, and then he's like, "Yeah, okay, that was good enough." And he just
said my piece. And
I said my piece. He turns around.
The crowd okay, again, let's actually make some real comments on that. If that whole bit was gross.
Please.
I don't like
hate.
Between the he's coming to collect what is owed to him.
Isn't her knight in shining armor simp? Such a simp.
And then the ungrateful bitch line that everyone everyone was like, whoa, man. Big boobs.
Of course, fuck this man. He won't let us see Sable's tits.
And all Vince McMahon is shitty to women angles, it feels extra weird and uncomfortable to me because Vince is actually their boss.
Yes.
Vince isn't just a fictional character interacting with another fictional character. Mm-hmm. Vince is their boss. They have less power to stop him from doing these angles. There's a huge power dynamic problem here. And also, especially after we've learned just how many NDAs that Vince has forced upon his secretaries that he fucked. Which, by the way, I did. JR threw in this bitch. Well, she's no intern. Throw in.
I did notice that,
and I was like, "What the fuck, Jim?
What the fuck?" I mean, I'd like to think that was him, throwing a slide jab, but also, I don't know if I trust.
To be fair, we are in the dead heat of the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky controversy at this point in time, and don't worry, it will come up in this arc. They will bring it into it. So I imagine when he says she's no intern, that is probably at least partially a Monica Lewinsky.
God fucking damn it. I hate it. I hate it all so much.
Yeah. So Vince's sex pestery is not just kayfabe, which doesn't help any of these angles in my mind.
Actual IRL rapist Vince McMahon. Don't forget that one, kids.
Anyway, so Vince turns around and soaks up the booze, and Sable petulantly flips him off behind his back. It doesn't really mean anything because he doesn't see any of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Vince just does not ever look back at Sable as he's making his exit. So Sable flips him off and then strips off whatever the fuck she was wearing to reveal.
She's got her zebra bikini that's her new Raw bikini.
Which I feel like when I was told a Raw bikini, I always expected like full ass Raw branding. This is misleading.
This is just a regular bikini, really.
Yeah,
a little racy, I guess, but like
I have no idea what's just why zebra print. I don't know.
This feels about on the level of like Jacqueline's bikini from the Bikini Contest.
Yeah,
definitely a little on the sexy side, but not like not like notably obscene that I would be like, whoa there.
And the crowd, of course, majorly popped for this, which Vince does not seem to register, which
that's kind of funny that Vince doesn't turn around.
It makes no sense, but like again, the cartoony logic. It's like the cartoony logic of wrestling. Sure, that was just funny, but it's also like, Vince, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Okay, is it just me, or is like the fucking Mr. McMahon character just super directionless now that he's like not embroiled in the fucking Stone Cold Forever feud?
He really is. They're just like throwing him out there. Like he's been okay sometimes when this Undertaker Cahoots and shit. Definitely not as good as when he's fucking with Austin. And it's like,
I just don't get it. What are they doing with this character? What is this
like
for?
Stuff with Sable is whatever, and they only seem to have to
came out of nowhere. Yeah. I hate it. We get a second promo.
Not good.
Go for it. No, it's not good. We get a second promo for Sunday Night Heat, which like it really struck me on this second time because it's the exact same promo, which is to say it's literally just the Sunday Night Heat logo with JR being like, Sunday Night Heat. But it's just the logo and nothing. Why are we promoting the show? Jesus. Why are we promoting this new B show on just the logo? Why is nothing like there's no music even when this comes up? There's like, oh yeah, by the way, Sunday Night Heat. Anyway, moving on. Like, what is this marketing?
They're just like, it's a WWF wrestling show. Our fans will watch that shit.
Oh, they'll eat up whatever shit we put in front of them. God,
this Sunday at 7:00.
Yes.
So we finally have gotten to our main event. Boy, howdy, have we sat through so much shit to get to here.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
I do want to point out that like they're talking about they commentary mentions, I guess, some like post episode commentary show called Code Red. What?
Yeah, that online only horse shit hosted by Kevin Kelly, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and some nerd ass third guy.
Wait, Kevin Kelly?
Yeah, that was Kevin Kelly over there on the far right side. The one that didn't look. Yeah, the one. Yeah, it was like nerd, Dr. Tom, Kevin Kelly, who were the three people on at that table.
Oh wow! Well, I'm sure he'll be getting everybody's names right. Fucking I mean, they looked like they were being overly like forced animated. It looked dumb. Anyway,
it did look really stupid, and I'm sure I could probably hunt it down, but I don't want to.
I don't care. Okay, yeah. So match starts. NAO comes out first, and they do their pop, and they're like soon to be 2-time tag team champions of the world, or whatever the
champions of the world.
And the crowd is reciting along with them. And then Taker comes out, and then Stone Cold comes out.
And then as the match starts, a beach ball gets in the ring, and Stone Cold just punches
fucking taunts it. And JR, I gotta say, JR Ever the Pro manages to work this into commentary. He's like, Stone Cold doing to that beach ball what I'm sure he wants to do to the New Age Outlaws right about now.
Yeah, also a funny bit from early in the match. Billy Gunn knocks Austin into the corner, and he hits his pose, his flex pose that Billy Gunn does. And then Austin gets up. He sees him. Austin parodies the pose, and then he flips off Billy Gunn.
I missed that. That's good. Also, I just realized something. That Billy Gunn's nickname, the Badass
Billy Gunn.
Yeah, no. I knew it was the Badass Billy Gunn. I just noticed the ass part of it. Oh my god. They did that on fucking purpose, didn't they?
Yeah,
God damn
badass Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass Billy Gunn.
Yes. Wait, which came first? Was it Badass or Mr. Ass? Okay,
Badass,
and then it was Mr. Ass. Okay. So Badass gave way. It devolved. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's Stone Cold and Billy in the ring first, and they tussle for 30 seconds, and then Stone Cold tosses Billy Gunn out of the ring, and Billy Gunn just tries to quit the match.
Well, he did almost get hit with a stunner, so he's like, you know what? I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Austin chases, but then Road Dogg clocks Austin from behind.
Billy Gunn's like, oh no, this is fine actually, and just comes back.
All right, we're good. Let's go back. We're good. We keep going.
Yeah.
The New Age Outlaws double team Steve Austin in the ring. Austin fights back, gets the tag to Undertaker. Taker hits old school on Road Dogg. That's when he, grabs him grabs him by the hand and walks up the rope.
Gets up the rope, which is really impressive for a man the size of Undertaker.
Taker goes for a choke slam. Road Dogg runs in and shot blocks Taker, and so a lot of the rest of this match is working the knee.
Dude, okay, so I have a note. So at one point, Road Dogg, when he and Taker are the legal men, he gets Taker into a step over toe hold, which to me looked like just nothing. I was like,
it looked like he was just holding Undertaker's foot in that way you might do if you were doing
and they both just freeze for 20 seconds in this pose. But then Taker quickly proves that the step over toe hold is as dumb as it looks when he just uses his free leg to leg sweep Road Dogg and trip him out of the step over toe hold.
Could have done the entire time, I guess.
The thing could have done the entire time, but no, they had to play free. They were playing freeze tag or something, I guess. Whatever, I don't know.
So again, Taker, they hurt his knee, and so they had double team on the knee a lot. At some point, they make clear that Steve Austin versus The Undertaker is set for SummerSlam. I don't remember exactly when they said that the first time, but I guess that's official now.
I guess.
Austin versus The Undertaker.
Oh, I just assumed it had been official. I
probably was official at some point.
Okay.
I just forgot when they said that. So I just noticed okay. That's set for SummerSlam.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Because they're tag team partners, but we get a great spot where the New Age Outlaws they've been double teaming Taker pretty hard. So they have Taker rested on the middle rope, his torso is up against the middle rope.
He's set up for the 619 is what he's
effectively he's in 619 position. He's kneeling, his head is through between the ropes. Road Dogg gets a running start to stomp him, but Taker scrambles out of the way, and Road Dogg just fucking crotches himself on the rope. That was a great spot. But then Billy Gunn takes over, and he gets Taker to the corner. Billy Gunn launches himself at Taker, but Taker once again gets out of dodge. So Billy
Ducking and weaving is The Undertaker.
Yeah, so Billy Gunn flies at now just the bare ring post, hits it. He recoils, hops a few times, turns 180,
Woo! He does a
takes a
flare
step.
flop.
Well, no, it's a whole process. So he turns 180, he takes a step, hops one more time, and then fucking plank flops. Like you just go. That was so beautiful. I love the delay. I love how he went through an entire ass sequence there just to flop over. Man, Billy Gunn is so physically talented. I love him
Yep.
so much.
So
Um,
hot tag to Stone Cold. Jim Ross is losing
yes,
his fucking mind on
yeah.
commentary
Stone
here.
Cold mercilessly double teams the NAO.
Stone Cold hits the stunner on the Road Dogg for the win. Then Undertaker chokeslams Billy Gunn, leading to absolutely awesome Jim Ross line. Who's your daddy, Billy Gunn? It's the Undertaker.
Thank you.
And then Stone Cold, after the match, he goes outside. He's got his beer. He's got his canteen of beer.
Yeah, wait, okay.
Some.
I don't notice. Does he bring that to the ring? Does he bring that little cooler to the ring, or does like a fucking stagehand grab that?
Usually, I think it's usually a stagehand because usually it's a stagehand that throws the beers to him.
Oh my god!
But
yes,
he does know where the beer is.
Yes. Hell
so
yeah. He goes and grabs a couple beers.
He grabs some Coors Light. I could tell that from from looking at the cans.
Does he not have his own brand at this point?
No. He's just drinking like beer you drink at a college party. If you're a freshman.
It's not even good beer. It's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Anyway, so he gets some Coors Light, the banquet beer, and then
true.
Anyway, so he is walking off like he's about to leave Taker in the ring. He then takes the beer and he tosses it at the Undertaker, and JR is like, "Is this all?" Yeah, perfect pass.
Yeah,
Jim Ross is like, "Is this Austin's form of an apology? Is this him saying sorry? They can be partners?" And Taker, is like, is he gonna open the beer? And he cracks the can and drinks it.
He cracks open a cold one with the boys and chunks that shit down. I mean, man, if fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin passes you a beer, you know you've made it. I fucking hate beer. And if Stone Cold tossed a fucking can of hams or whatever at me, I'd slog through that shit and I'd be like, oh, thank you. I feel so honored by this.
Stone Cold, sir.
Yeah. But then of course the moment is short lived. We get Kane kind,
and then here comes Kane and Mankind out of nowhere. They stomp out Austin, and then here's the interesting. Undertaker does come over, but he grabs Mankind and starts brawling with him and leaves Kane to Austin.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We are not done Cahootsing. The Cahootsing is not over.
This. Oh my god. Can we just settle on something, please?
No.
It's going to turn out that he...
Absolutely not. And
I
then,
hate it
because this episode of Raw has just been so great, we needed more.
Absolutely. We get to watch the unaired overrun.
This is the extra attitude episode. This is one of the extra attitude episodes. It's been a very long time since we did one of these, so I will explain. Basically, for a select few Raws, the Raws that they have the footage, after the show dark footage of that's in good quality, they add that onto the end of the Peacock. They have a big extra attitude, and then you see it. We had that happen at the end of the last time we were in the Attitude Era.
Okay.
We got to see a big brawl that happened after the show went off air.
I remember that.
So Now we get
Dude,
it
this-
again here. This one is
this
much less
attitude is-
interesting, quite
It's
frankly.
so fucking lame. Literally, basically, like Kane and Austin have a little tussle in the ring. Austin just kind of eventually gets the stunner on him, and Taker's looking on from the ramps.
Taker. I will
suspiciously.
note that Taker has turned around, but when Austin hits the stunner, and then he turns back to the ring and sees Kane laid out, and he's like, "I know what you did, Austin." And then,
Yeah.
I will say is it was during this moment I realized that Austin had a snake pattern on the back of his belt.
Yes, I did.
Super dope. He is carrying the special broken skull version of the WWE title. It is specifically for him. He's got like a big skull on the front of it. That's his logo on the front of the belt. And yeah, apparently on the back they got a rattlesnake print.
It's really sick. That's actually a really nice detail. I did catch that too. Man, I will say we give Hogan shit for excessive celebrating, but dear Lord, Austin was not innocent of milking the moment. My man is going up to all 4 ring pose and being like, "Hell yeah!" Just for like having a 2-second like little squash tussle with Kane. Like, okay, you don't need to jack yourself off that hard, buddy. Please calm down a little bit.
But thus brings the end of the July 27th episode of Raw.
Blessedly.
I am still kind of enjoying the Cahootsy mania for, if nothing else, how many twists and turns we can do to wind up in a circle.
I'm enjoying it because all parties involved are capable of putting on good matches, and that's about it. I'm so fucking tired of the Cahoots shit getting drawn out to hell.
But it was funny as hell. The clearly chosen one of the Brawl For All getting knocked the fuck out.
That was beautiful.
Very, very funny.
That was hysterical.
Other than that, I don't have anything nice to say about this Raw.
No, this was not one of the good ones. This was a very, very stupid one. Even the parts that I tolerated / kind of liked were not stellar. There was nothing of worth here.
It very impressively went from angles I don't care about to angles I actively dislike in a way that sometimes is not always so clean and nice and easy.
But Austin, I choppy your pee-pee.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Oh,
because
you poor
the payoff
man.
to that is so fucking dumb. Because spoiler warning, they don't choppy the pee-pee.
Really?
His dick is
you
safe.
mean to tell me that fucking Val Venis did not in fact get castrated on live TV?
No, his dick survived.
Oh wow.
And next time we are here in the Attitude Era, I will be here to give you in on all the details about how that happened.
Exciting stuff. Look forward to it, folks. I know I am.
Mm-hmm. But that's for a few weeks. That's like a month from now. That is August Austin's problems. Next week, though, I'm excited for this. Now, because of the nature of our schedule of the show, and because I didn't want to change up the schedule just for my personal desires, next time we are going back to TNA. Because the last days of TNA, actually, they're pretty close to renaming themselves by the end of 2016. But you see, last month I went to an Impact taping.
Yes.
My favorite wrestler in Impact by far is Courtney Rush, aka Rosemary. She is currently going through a bit where she is no longer playing Rosemary. And if that were not bad enough, she didn't even wrestle on the thing I went to. She did the meet and greet on the pre-show. I met her. It was sick. But I didn't get to see her wrestle at all. So it is time for my most self-indulgent episode choice of all time.
The writer's barely disguised wrestling fetish.
As next time, we are going to be watching the December 1st, 2016 episode of TNA Impact aired on my fucking birthday, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God.
As it's time to showcase one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Rosemary.
Dude, he's been hyping this up for a while. My man's so excited. And you know what? With all the fucking Attitude Era nonsense you're having to put yourself through for this arc, you've earned it. You've earned it. I can't be mad. Let's do it. I need a palate cleanser. You need a palate cleanser. We all need some Rosemary in our lives.
That's true.
Outstanding.
But that's for next time. Until then, David, hit our plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, thank you all so much for joining us in yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are so glad to have you here. Returning listeners, viewers, what have you, hey, you know the drill. Hi again. Thank you so much for being here, welcoming us once again back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever the hell it is you use to consume our content. We're just so happy to have you here. You know this. Yeah, thank you. New people. Hey, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the show. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you're brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling or you're a veteran of all the weird bullshit, either way, we are so very delighted to have you here. We hope you've had a good time. We hope things felt accessible to you, things felt welcoming. We hope you want to keep having a great time with us, coming back week after week after week. And I'm going to tell you all the ways you can do so. First and foremost, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Give us that sweet engagement. Check out all of our playlists. Austin has been kind enough to organize all the storylines that we follow into their own separate playlists, so you can follow something all the way down without having to skip around a whole lot. It's great. And hey, on the YouTube, it's video, so you can see our beautiful faces, my ugly ass Jerry Lawler effigy, Funko Pop, and just all the great little facial expressions of sheer pain that Austin and I make as we go through this for you people. But of course, if you're a fan of the audio only experience, we have you covered there as well. You can find us on 3 of the best places to find your podcast, which of course are Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Come give us a listen there. Download our show. Rate our show, review our show, maybe a nice little 5 stars and some kind words saying these guys are pretty cool. Maybe more people should be listening to them. I don't know. I'm just saying, spitballing off the top of my head here. Either way, all of your engagement, your support means the world to us. Those metrics help us out a ton. So please, please, please come and check us out on any of those platforms and, maybe give us a little bit of a shout if you're feeling generous. So, of course, we exist past this little void that we find ourselves in week after week. We do have some semblance of lives outside of it. So you can find us a couple other places on the interwebs as well when we're not directly doing the show. You can find us first and foremost on our Twitter at Noobs and Knoxpod. That's at Noobs, the letter N, Knoxpod. Come check us out there. We do the whole Twitter thing, memes, discourse. We post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys always know what the hell is going on. The highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS. We are watching, of course, AEW Dynamite and tweeting all about that good shit. This being an AEW household, at least on my end, anyhow. When we can, we also like to throw in the 2 B shows as well, which of course are Saturday or Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT. We are watching What Else? AEW Rampage, because it is the show that y'all been waiting on. I say this as we recorded during Rampage tonight, but when I can, I do it. And then of course 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights on TNT is Saturday nights all right for fighting, because it is of course AEW Saturday Night Collision. I'm at the helm of a lot of this. Again, this is an AEW household. I do my best to at least throw some kind of commentary out there.
And unlike you, no one likes my tweets.
Hey, you've got a couple good ones. We each have our specialties. You're very good at actually engaging with the things people are saying in an intelligent manner, because you know what the fuck is going on as as a wrestling commentator. Sometimes it does, and I'm just over here saying dumb shit, and sometimes that gets engagement. little bit of Vine referencing, you know how it be. But either way, on top of all of that, Austin the Knockout, of course, is a very diligent boy. He has his own wrestling things that he likes to keep up with. Sometimes he'll tweet about them, and he just likes to tell you all about them, especially for all you noobs out there who listen to us. If you want to get the comprehensive wrestling onboarding experience, watching along with us, checking out our live tweeting, we like to give you all of the options of what you can check out, the pay-per-views you can watch, all that good stuff. Austin's privy to all that. And again, sometimes he tweets about it too. So, my friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Sure. So, for the WWE is up. Let's start with them, because on August 5th is SummerSlam. We are closing in on that.
Detroit.
Yeah, it is in Detroit at the Ford Field. If you would like to watch, first of all, the weekly shows, Monday Night Raw, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern on USA Network, and SmackDowns are Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And for SmackDown, to watch WWE shows, you can do so at Peacock, the same place that we watch 90% of the stuff that we watch on this podcast. It's also on that. It's live.
Hey.
All you need is a subscription to Peacock. WWE has been out of the proper pay-per-view business for over a decade now. That's crazy to think about.
They are now PLEs or PLEs.
The plays. All right. For AEW upcoming, they have we're having two shows kind of one week after the other, which means hopefully one of these is not a pay-per-view. As we get on August 27th, we will have All In at Wembley Stadium. They've already sold like 70,000 tickets for this thing.
It's fucking insane how much ticketage has been going on here.
It's gonna be nuts.
Oh man.
And for AEW, that we don't know how we can watch that yet. They're apparently working it out with Warner Brothers Discovery to determine how to do that. Yeah, Max. Hopefully we can do that we can do this on Max.
Please.
Or I don't know.
Please just give us that Max deal.
Or I don't know, man. Considering all of Hollywood's on strike, maybe put this shit on cable. Because what else do you have to air on August 27th?
Legitimately, though. Fuck.
And then the next week is expected to be AEW All Out, which will be a regular pay-per-view event. AEW does 4 of them a year.
Absolutely.
You can buy those.
Now, but
you can get those. Well, that's true. 5 a year. You can do those. You can buy those where you would normally buy pay-per-views, as well as on Fight TV if you are international, and Bleacher Report if you are in America.
If you hate yourself.
And some movie theaters, apparently.
Yes. It's a good time.
Now, for Impact Wrestling, by the time this airs, it will have taken place after Impact's most recent pay-per-view, Slammiversary, but it also hasn't happened yet, so I can't see the future.
Understandable.
So Impact's next show is, funny enough, same day as All In. It is Impact Plus exclusive event, Emergence. So for Impact Wrestling, you can watch that week to week, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Access TV, but nobody has that channel. So I'll go ahead and just tell you the other way you can do it. With a YouTube channel subscription to Impact Wrestling, it's like $1 a month, and you can watch Impact live every week at 8:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock, commercial free. Impact Plus is their streaming service. I don't remember if it's $7.99 a month or $9.99. I think $7.99. But that Impact Plus is its own streaming service, and that is where you can watch various special event shows that fill out Impact's pay-per-view schedule that aren't like true pay-per-views. So, you know,
Outstanding stuff.
as we get to those weeks for all those shows I just mentioned, I will talk more about the matches to I'll preview those matches as the shows get closer.
Hell yeah, brother! Be sure to check all that out. Again, if you're onboarding to wrestling, it's fun to shop around, find the type of thing you most enjoy. All three companies have their own distinct feel to them. And on top of that, you know, the pay-per-views in general are a great experience for jumping on. Like, you know, you're almost guaranteed to get some pretty fucking solid matches on them. Um, you know, a lot of stories are finishing up, a lot of stories are starting up. You know, it's a really great jumping on points. We like to tell you guys all about that. And hey, you can watch along with us if you like listening to us ramble about wrestling for hours on end for some reason. You know, the voices track pretty well. Austin can be a pretty fucking insightful guy, and you know, maybe I'm funny. Some people seem to think so. You know, many people are saying, well, few people are saying this, few such cases. Anyway, so be sure to check all that out on the Twitter at Noobs and Knockouts Pod. Of course, you want to get in super direct, long form contact with us, you can do that at our email address. We also have one of those. Ain't that nifty? Noobs and Knockoutspod at gmail.com. That's noobs the word, and this time knockoutspod at gmail.com. Come say hi to us there. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us what you know, request things you want to see us cover on the show. Respond to our hot takes, either in the positive or the negative. Start discourse with us. Just generally say hi. We love people saying hi. We love talking. We love saying hi back. Noobs and Knockouts Pod at gmail.com. And of course, finally, we also have a Patreon account. Ain't that nice? We are also the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out to, of course, the Sugar Daddy Kyle Smith for his delightful, over-the-top contribution to our show. We love you, buddy. You're the best. Enjoy your perks. If you want to enjoy those perks alongside our boy Kyle, be sure to just give a single little bone to the Patreon, Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. The link for that is in our Twitter. We promise it'll be worth your while.
See y'all next time.
Hasta luego.